Okay, let's see. I'm guessing the audio is probably too loud. Need to figure this out though. Let's see. Yeah, it's probably too loud. 10 out of 10. How about now? Let's see. Could be a little louder, I guess. How is this? What's the worst that could happen? Figure out later if it's bad. That video quality is not great. Maybe I can get away with better. How about that? That doesn't look much better. Alright, we'll just assume everything's totally fine. I'm not expecting anyone here. Let's see. Okie dokie. And testing mute. Alright, I think actually everything's okay now. Totally. The audio could just be unbalanced and I have no idea. Let's see. Actually not terrible. Don't hate it. Alright, well, not that it actually matters, it's just the test stream. Let's see. Yeah, we're just going to go straight to summoning shenanigans, I guess. Because it's just the free summon. And I see a couple people drop by. Hello. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, we're just doing the free summon here. I'm skipping this banner. As for who I'm actually going for, I don't actually... Probably just going for Hilda in case her skills... And it's kind of probably more for future fodder reasons, but probably blue or colorless, I would guess. Let's see what we get. Guess we don't have an option for blue, so it's just top colorless. Alright. And it's just Felicia here, so nothing too special there. Hello, hello, hello. I just call you Digim. But yeah, fishing and arena assault. We're gonna have to be doing that pretty soon. Well, we didn't get anything there. What was that? 3-star Felicia? So now to arena we go. This might not be a super long test stream now that I think about it. Unless it takes forever to fish. Okay. Should probably in the future set up a way I can show what units I'm using and what builds, but nah, it's too much effort. Just gonna go for some 58s. Apparently we only get some 54s. I know this team can score high enough. This is not a scam. Oh no. In before everyone yoinked out their high scoring teams, so now you can't go for it. Yes. Unless your score range is high enough. Oh, there's some 60, we'll take it. We should be able to win this pretty comfortably. I think it's, yeah, it's just rallies, so we can do something like this. I think Duma's just gonna stay behind.
Alright, sure.
Oh,
Who's
what?
next?
Now I think we just wait again? That seems kind of incorrect.
Gotta stay on guard.
We have to double hit and churn
I will do what I
to
can.
What are you thinking?
still not kill. Oh right, because there's defense buffs. 10 out of 10. I guess we're not going for Ephraim then.
Gotta stay
This
on guard.
works.
Your plan.
9
Witness
SP.
my
Well,
strength.
Hello 11s, yes, it's been quite a while. Can barely hear my voice. Is that because the game audio is too loud? Like, is this better? Because I am also trying a new mic, new headset. Yeah, nice living spring. I assume you mean Duothune, the spring ult.
Sure.
I will do what I can.
Definitely a super useful unit.
Gotta stay on guard.
Yeah, this is just a goofball stream where I can see how all the new shenanigans I'm pulling off. Compared to last time go. Nope, another 760, we'll take it. No dancers still. 10 out of 10. Would do again. I like how I'm just nerfing myself by... oh no. This duo is going to murder me. No.
Oh,
No ground orders, there is panic
What
play
are you
though.
thinking? All right. It shall be.
You'll
Stay
be
on
fine. You'll be fine,
Sure.
Cap. This might be a dead run just because we probably...
Who's next?
Dumo's gonna have to face tank a hit, and I don't think that's happening.
Gotta stay on guard. Witness my strength.
I understand.
I'm pretty
What
sure
are you
we're
thinking?
screwed
Alright.
here. Why doesn't Soph have his refine? Because I'm
Sure.
just ultra lazy and not using,
Your
not
plan.
refining it. Totally a great idea. I think it's just the dead run now because of all. I didn't
Gotta
position
stay on
myself in a
guard.
good way here.
I will do what I can.
All right.
Yeah, they just killed the run. I haven't actually had to I don't actually need Soph's refine, but probably should do it eventually. Kinda built him to +10, so it's kind of a might as well thing. But that was a terrible run by me because I wasn't paying attention to the amount of overlapping rallies. That was not good at all. Another 760. Okay, this one's gonna be terrible because of Zeke. Wait, this is the exact same team that I had problems with last time, but on a different map. Okay, I see how it is. I think we just kind of have to do something like this. Zeke's gonna be a massive problem here.
Sure. Your plan.
I think we just always do this.
Next.
I will do what I can.
What are you
Okay,
thinking?
maybe not. Zeke's not going to be as big of a problem as I thought.
What?
You have my all. Your plan.
It'll be
Stay
fine.
on guard.
Yeah, for sure. If you want to show your new Bethune, you can definitely send a friend request. Looks like a pretty simple match as well. Yeah. I guess Brave Edelgard might be a problem, but is she actually going to be a
You
problem
have my
here?
all.
Probably not.
All right.
I understand.
Can even
What are
just
you thinking?
attack with Prom or something. We're just stalling right now. I don't think we go after Cordelia with
I will do what I can.
Soph.
Oh,
Let's just do this.
You
Okay.
have my all. Witness my strength.
Actually, I think we just... No, we don't go after Marf with
Gotta
Soph,
stay
do we?
on guard.
That 68, 77, yeah, we don't one-shot. We probably could survive
What
a
are you
counter.
thinking?
No, we can't. Not today.
All
Nope.
right.
Alright,
Gotta
Duva.
stay
I will
on
do what
guard.
I can.
Going after Julia, so I'm making it
understand.
much more inconvenient for myself.
Your plan. You
Let's
have
just
my
do
all.
this.
Who's
Seems
next?
okay. Probably go straight up, yep.
Gotta stay on guard. All right.
Just Deadeye kill there.
It shall be.
I will do what I
What are
can.
you thinking?
Alright, I've made a calculated error.
Witness my strength.
What?
Gotta stay on guard.
What could possibly go wrong?
What are you thinking? Your plan.
We're getting doubled,
Sure.
so we're
All
kind of
right.
screwed again. Ah, yes.
You
So
have
it's a
my
matter
all.
of Crom not
Your plan.
killing, and
All right.
yeah, he doesn't.
What are you thinking?
I miscalced speed because I forgot Dragoon, her axe actually buffs. Yeah, I'll go ahead and check out your unit after this arena run. If we goof, then, well, go straight to the hero review. This game's actually troll. I think 756s might be enough, but we're just going overkill because we can. Katria is just annoying here. Tal is not annoying. Lilina is definitely annoying here. Just drop back Doom a hit end turn. It'll be fine. Alright, so now I have to do
Gotta stay on guard.
this.
Your plan.
Actually, that seems incorrect. Hold up. Whatever, we already done it.
What are you thinking?
There's no wings, so we're just okay to
Sure.
attack here.
You have my all.
I like how he
I will
put
do what I
Poison
can.
Strike
Your
on,
plan.
so useless. Alright, it should just
What
be
are
an
you
attack
thinking?
here.
I understand.
All right.
Oh, I should be feeding kills
Your
to
plan.
Julia for
Witness my
SP
strength.
Kappa. Absolutely no reason to do that. It's just gonna be a rally, so just hit end turn again.
Oh, what?
Seriously?
You
Seriously?
have my all. Your
That's
plan.
what I
Gotta
call a
stay on
scam.
guard.
I
There we
understand.
go.
All right.
I will do what I can.
Here we go, farming SP Kappa. See some other people join. Welcome, welcome. I see you, Archimedes. Cap. Alright, Brave Hector is very annoying here. Everyone else is not too big of a problem. Hector kind of just loses to taking too much damage though, so we should be totally fine.
Sure. Your plan.
Oh,
Let's do this. Attract some right side dwellers. Alright.
You have my thinking.
I screwed up and mistap
All right.
there. It'll be fine.
It shall be.
I
Probably
understand.
shouldn't have done that, but mistaps are mistaps. What are you gonna do about it?
Oh, what?
Yeah, we have to activate form for Julia to survive
You have my all.
consistently. I don't think we ever use Soph to
Sure.
1v1
All right.
those two, so
Witness my
let's do
I will do
this.
what I can.
This will force a rally times 2.
Gotta
Yeah,
stay
we
on
never
guard.
do
You
that.
have my all.
Are missing the kill on Raphael because
Sure.
we
Your
are
plan. You have my all.
nerfing ourselves by intentionally using upheaval.
It shall be.
Whose idea was this? Yeah, we have to take out Marth with
I understand.
you, and we just gotta get form maxed out. We can force an infinite rally loop,
All right.
so we're
What are you
chilling.
thinking?
Witness my
Oh,
strength.
what?
Your plan. Gotta stay on
Alright,
guard.
almost there. I guess Marth wanted to
I
come to
understand.
town early. I don't think we can double him right now, so we have to retreat. Yeah, he's got
What are you
joint
thinking?
speed here. So that's 55. We
Stay on
max out
guard.
at 61 actually.
Sure.
We just
What are you thinking?
Witness my
just
strength.
move Duma.
Gotta stay on guard.
I will do what I
It's actually okay for us to just
Sure.
do this. Yeah.
You
Now
have
it's
my all.
just Hector against the world, and we pretty much just activate
Gotta
form
stay on
and it's
guard.
can. I understand.
attack defense form to survive the shot, and it'll be
Your
GG.
plan. All right.
Also had Deadeye there for the one shot. Alright, run's totally going to not be thrown on match 5. No. The classic run back of throwing on match 5. I think I can take a 756, but I'm not. Yeah, we can. For just the flat 3850. That seems fine. Wait, that's not right. I didn't do the math right in my head. Whatever. This is a pretty straightforward win as long as we don't throw, which is
What are you thinking?
easier
stay
said
on
than
guard.
done.
Sure. Your plan.
I will do what
Wait,
I
I
can.
already
It shall
miscalced. No, I think it's still fine.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
You have my all.
I think it's already GG at this point. Let's just slide over Julia to get the triple attack in.
Gotta stay on guard.
I understand.
Oh, we actually don't kill there, huh? We do
What are you
after
thinking?
Soph attack though.
Oh, what?
Your plan. You have my all.
And GG. Not too shabby. Just us goofing. Yeah, it's 3852. I forgot about bonus score. And yeah, that'll hold, maybe. Good to know that yeah, that's ridiculous. This 3850 is probably really close to borderline. So that's some great intel. Let's just do one rando run here, and if we have to rerun, we will, but probably not on stream because the stream's probably going to be over by then. Let's just do
Alright.
this. Just gonna rally from the forest tile though. Don't know if I like that.
Witness my strength.
Actually, I didn't check Hannah's set. Yeah. Hannah's set basically comes down to can
I
we
understand.
out meme? Answer is probably
Your plan.
yes.
Oh, what? I understand.
Wait, there was
will do what I
ruse. I'm not
can.
paying attention.
I understand.
Shall
Gotta
be.
stay on guard.
I kind of wanted to charge up a special,
You
but
have my all.
it'll be fine. We charge up the special anyways.
All
So
right.
let's just do this,
Your
and
plan.
then we can just one-shot kind of with Deadeye.
Gotta
It
stay
would
on
be a shame
guard.
if your damage reduction didn't work.
I will do what I can.
And there you go. that. And now for a quick hero review or two, perhaps. Looks like probably two. Although Monster Manic, I don't know if Monster Manic is watching the stream because that was not a requested unit, but we'll start with Levin's Duothune, who just recently plus 10, I would imagine, and well, 40 plus 10 Dragon Flowers with Zephyr Breath, Distant Counter, Dragon Wall, Quick Riposte, Attack Res Far Save with good old Pivot and Aether. Pretty standard set. The only thing not standard is really greeting out with Aether, but there's all sorts of things that can be going on there. Could, for example, have a, I don't know, New Year's Veloria for special charges. Yeah, Duothune definitely still a pretty solid unit. Her duo skills super nice for her, and she definitely has a great res stat for Dragon Wall shenanigans. Because being able to neutralize your weaknesses basically makes you Brave Hector with extra steps as a red unit. And so, just an overall solid build. Of course, probably going plus res for Dragon Wall and just having a lot of res. Yeah, I definitely had to kill a Saros for that, but I'd say it's probably worth it. When you can't get your duo skill up, damage reduction is pretty important when you're up against armor slaying or dragon slaying, which honestly dragon slaying isn't as common on Aether Raids defense, but it's still a thing. But yeah, the only real concern is, of course, in Aether Raids, attack stat is a small problem. Where you just always run into the issue of you either don't have enough attack or you have too much attack. In this case, I would say definitely never enough attack. Missing kills is a very common occurrence. But if you can just wall everything, with far save and near save if you're running that as well. We have units like Regan during Astra season who have a very strong player phase, so you can use far save to kind of like duck and hide, and then on your player phase go snipe down someone, so it's totally reasonable to miss the kills, but yeah, that's always a problem. So yeah, the only thing I would say is Aether definitely assumes that you're going to survive a lot and actually last long enough to proc it, which typically is going to be on your second engagement, I would imagine, depending on how the matchup goes. If Zephyr Breath is procced, it would be probably second combat, but it's also in an awkward timing because it would occur on your second attack. And that can be a problem, except less so in Aether Raids because of HP inflation. Yeah, the only real problem with proccing healing specials on your second hit is if you do too much damage on your first shot, and you don't get to heal a lot back, but if you don't take a lot of damage in the first place, it's totally fine. But yeah, congrats on your plus 10 Duothune. I don't know if when I'm ever going to plus 10 a duo unit. Probably should eventually, but haven't decided on one yet. But I don't know if this person is watching the stream, but Monster Manic with their 40 plus 10 Dragonflower, Alondite, Sturdy Stance 3, Special Spiral 3, Speed Defense Bond 3, Attack Defense Near Save 3 with Reposition, and Black Luna. So, of course, with the Alondite Refine, the biggest thing is the -1 special cooldown acceleration, which allows Black Luna to just permanently be at 2 cooldown, no questions asked. And so the intent here is to proc Black Luna once, which you can do in numerous amount of ways. You could, for example, run with Brave Lucina or something of that nature, and just proc Black Luna on the counter. That's going to be the main issue with this build, is getting that first Black Luna proc. There's of course ways to accelerate it for turn 1, like with normal. I don't. That's not really the right term, but the base Valoria. If you ally support, but that doesn't. I don't know if you. I don't think you can see ally supports on friend request lists like this. I don't think you can. So there's that. Because of course things like special fighter, guard, any sort of those kinds of effects can be a large problem. And but once you get set up, you're just spamming Black Lunas, and you definitely can chuck out quite a bit of damage with that. Also forgot to mention, thank you Clark Kent for following, and even before the stream, thank you Dingo and Chain for following. But yeah, my take on this is, I understand the speed defense bond. You just want to be super bulky on the defense aspect and have speed to avoid getting doubled in case you miss the kill or whatnot, because what I was going to say is your main issue is going to be your attack stat, because Black Luna, yes, it reduces the foe's defense and res by 80% during combat, but the real thing that generates your damage is your attack stat. So it doesn't matter if the enemy has 0 defense, say for drastic situation, and you have 60 attack. You're going to do 60 damage. Whereas if you had obviously a higher attack stat, you would do more damage. Alright, thank you. I don't know if it's an L or an I. I'm gonna presume it's an L. So L and sorry 26 for following. I'll get to your question in a second here. But yeah, you could consider, because you're running near save, you could double down on stacking attack and defense by running, say, attack defense form. If you're going to ball up all your units together, definitely something you could consider. Of course, it's a contested seal. It's pretty solid when you're grouping your units together. But yeah, your main bottleneck is getting Black Luna set up and then actually having enough attack to one-shot units. But other than that, Alondite Refine is definitely a simple but pretty straightforward buff to Black Knight and Zelgius. And last but not least for now, we have Karaka. I'm guessing also not watching the stream, could be wrong. With this 40 plus 10, plus 5 Dragon Flower, Glittering Breath plus, HP plus 5, Slick Fighters 3, throw an attack res 3, initiate seal HP 3, reposition and Draconic Aura Degancia. Oh. Alright, yep, I guess Grace is watching the stream, or Karaka. I don't actually know how to pronounce that, but yeah, this is definitely a Pawns of Loki set here. And of course, Glittering Breath is super nice in Pawns of Loki because all your units are clustered together. So unless you're initiating on the enemy's back lane with Degancia, you're pretty much always going to have Glittering Breath fully active, which just means he gets to be hyper bulky, which is incredibly useful. And nowadays in the Pawns of Loki meta, if you're on advanced, you're definitely typically going to be out-leveled. So enemies are going to be initiating into your units a lot, which makes this a pretty solid set because you're going for an enemy phase oriented set with Slick Fighter, and of course he's super slow, likely to get doubled, so you can proc a pretty fat Draconic Aura back in their face. So overall pretty solid build, definitely a pretty min-max unit. Pretty darn solid HP for Pawns of Loki, and of course solid merges and dragon flowers and all that. As for other sets, of course he comes with Black Fire Breath. Not much to say there. Going for attack refine is totally reasonable because just investing into doing a lot of damage in the meta nowadays is pretty important, especially against damage reduction. Can never ever do too much damage. But yeah, overall solid build for Ponzo Loki. Also throw and attack res is pretty strong. And even if you get panicked by, say, an enemy unit with Sun Panic who somehow has more HP than you, Slick Fighter neutralizes your penalties, so there's less of a drawback to running throw and attack res in Pawns of Loki in that respect. But yeah, let's see, just reset one more time. I see this. Clark just sent in one. Sorry, I'll get to your question on the Summer Hilda build. This is a 40 plus 10 Dragon Flowers, Eleonora with Mirage Longbow, Flashing Blade 4, Null Follow-Up, Blade Session 3 times Pulse 3, Rally Attack Speed Plus, and Deadeye. Just a pretty solid set. Of course, Mirage Longbow likes you to be super quick, so plus speed's totally reasonable. Although even nowadays in this kind of meta, it is on dark defense, so I imagine you might have speed buffing mythics like Triandra or maybe Yoon or whatnot, so she can get faster, but units get pretty darn fast nowadays. But of course, we don't entirely care about going absolute overkill on speed, because of course Mirage Longbow helps out against units like Fallen Edelgard or Brave Hector, the slower tanks who really would like to counter the enemies when they get the chance, but with Mirage Longbow, that pretty much is never going to happen. And of course, Flashing Blade 4 to help special acceleration, helps against like Special Fighter, or in the case of Fallen Edelgard, what is it called? Twin Crest Power? Is that her weapon? I don't remember. But her B skill, and Null Follow-Up, of course, definitely powerful on defense, because guaranteed follow-up attacks are pretty darn important, and of course, Wary Fighter and all those shenanigans. Times Pulse also leaves Deadeye at 2 cooldown, so, and if you have extra like Infantry Pulse or other ways to accelerate charges, you can pretty much guarantee Deadeye is always going off. But of course, the main problem with this set is the thing with Deadeye is so strange, because yes, it's super great for screwing over damage reduction, well, non-special skills for damage reduction. The problem is it requires you to have a pretty large attack stat for you to actually deal damage. Because I've had times where, for example, just scrolling through the list. For example, on defense, sometimes I'll use my legendary Crom on defense, and I'll give him Churn 1 Deadeye, and it's kind of a drastic example, but I'll just quickly go to my Crom for a second here. So this wouldn't be the exact build I would run on him on defense, but the point is, he has a pretty sizable attack stat, but even he, like in Aether Raids, he'll straight up just proc zeros with Deadeye on some units, because people stack up a crud ton of defense. So Deadeye is very awkward, because like you need a large attack stat to benefit the most off of it, but if you have a very large attack stat, chances are you're probably just one round KOing a lot of the times as well, so it's a strange special, but when you need it, it's a great option. And of course on defense, Blade Session is super nice for the extra attack and speed, because chances are you can get at least 2 of your units on defense to use their actions before Eleonora goes to attack. So yeah, at the very least she'll get in the 60s or 70s in attack, maybe even higher. Not entirely sure what team you're running, of course, but just overall a solid build. But yeah, that's my experience with Deadeye. It's a very weird special. But now finally, after all of that, again, if you, I think people are still sending in friend requests. Yeah, people are trickling in. I will get to. before this just kind of goes into a sunk cost fallacy, I will answer your question, Alan, sorry, about the Summer Hilda build. There's plenty of options. Of course, the most generic build is base kit because it just gets the job done. Because at the end of the day, she's a healer, and most of her kit already is designed to do what you would need a healer to do. If you want to be more player phase oriented, you consider just tossing on top of base kit, just running Blade Session Seal. Super nice for healers, or attack speed solo. If you just want to be offensive, you can always, since she's a flyer, typically if you just want to support with like tactics, that's always an option. Seal slot's pretty flexible. In terms of changing other skills, oh, you could also consider using Mystic Boost. So attack speed push doesn't casually kick you out of push range if you keep attacking too many times and don't heal. That's a consideration. But if you don't want to say run even recovery, there honestly aren't that many options for flying healers. You could consider, I'm pretty sure they can use, I call them Rhine skills, even though I think they're supposed to be pronounced rain skills. I'm pretty sure they can run Rhine skills, right? Let me see. It's been a while. Yeah, they can use Rhine skills, so that's definitely something you could consider. I guess speed res Rhine would be best, but all the Rhine skills are hard to come by. So that would give her a bit of extra oomph, I guess. If you're not concerned about enemy counterattacks, which in this day and age probably should be, but in case you don't and you have lots of fodder to spare, you could definitely consider giving her a far trace. But again, it's kind of a question of how much do you want to actually invest into the unit. Of course, attack speed push 4. The drawback is the trip damage, so you can always replace it with some other offensive oriented A skill, like, I don't know, attack speed solo. Yeah, other than that, I mean, there's some creative people who will do things like run close counter or something. Not my personal recommendation, but you could totally make it work. But again, not recommended. But of course with Sunshade Staff, you can always make her a support unit. It's like in your C skill. You can just double down on buffing attack and run like drive attack, or the more expensive option, joint drive attack. Run drive attack seal, or you could buff speed. You can basically do whatever because healers are quite flexible. And of course, if you don't like Nudge Plus, because sometimes shoving your unit after healing is not ideal, you can always just consider slapping on a different healing assist. The most old school meme budget option in the books is Rehabilitate, not even Rehabilitate Plus. It doesn't heal very well when your units are not super low on HP, but it's a meme budget option if you just want to get away from Nudge. But yeah, there's again, healers are pretty flexible. You can make them support units, and a lot of them nowadays are quite offensive. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'll get to Summer Mercedes in a second here, but we have GM Mystic here with their 40 plus 10 plus 5 Dragonflower Duo Erica with Blade of, I don't know how to pronounce it, Renai. Distant Counter, Null Follow-Up, Times Pulse, Speed Res Solo, Reposition, and Ruptured Sky. So this is one of the most common sets, close to one of the most common sets on Duo Erica, because, well, her weapon has quite a few effects. The dealt damage based on the foe's defense, and also healing based on the foe's defense is super nice for not dying as often. The big one is accelerating special cooldown by 1 though, because with Ruptured Sky and Times Pulse, you can just have infinite Ruptured Sky at the start of every turn. And in Arena Assault, in particular from my experience, null follow-up is the #1 worst worst shenanigan to get matched up against, because you can't run Sword Break or anything. And there's Ruptured Sky. If you don't have guard, if you don't have guard, she can proc Ruptured Sky twice during combat. And she also has the dealt damage based on your defense. So she can hit like a truck. And of course speed res solo for even more speed and to help out her slightly lower res. And yeah, I can see during late season running her with Kaden. As someone who uses Kaden myself on offense, as long as he's buffed and not going to get absolutely obliterated by panic or whatever, he's definitely a buffing monster. And yeah, 91 speed is pretty good, because I do have to say, let's just say there are some real speedsters on Aether Raids defense. It's not an uncommon occurrence for me to see 80 plus speed units on defense. It's less common nowadays because people are swinging towards the turn 1 setups with not and whatnot, pun intended. But yes, unfortunately she can't really capitalize on the super high speed stat other than not getting naturally doubled, but that's a pretty nice boon in of itself, especially with impact and whatnot running around. Null follow-up is fantastic, and again the healing is super nice in Aether Raids. A lot of units like let's see, Dual Lift for example, a lot of folks invest into defense because most carries in Aether Raids offense tend to attack for defense. So while the healing is not absolutely fantastic, because like even at a 70 defense unit, you're still only healing, what is that, like 14 points of damage? Or 14 points of HP, but it's better than nothing, and if you don't take a lot of damage, you don't need to heal too much. So yeah, just a solid build, and just quickly scrolling through the skill list because we just do that here for no reason. Yeah, Ruse definitely works as well. Repel, damage reductions, also nice on her. You can also stack it with her duo skill, assuming the defense isn't running duo's hindrance. Cough, cough, like my defense. And you can get up to 64%. I guess that's the real benefit of having that much speed, is you can, if you do get to use your duo skill and get damage reduction, you can definitely benefit from that. For sure. Yeah, let's check one more time. I don't think anyone else has sent anything yet. So let's go back to Alan Sari's second question. Build for Summer Mercedes. Now this one is a more interesting question because her stat line's kind of interesting. It's one of the more old school stat lines. Yeah, it's one of the more old school stat lines where you invest heavily into attack and res, and so you're a pretty darn decent range tank, except for the HP. We just ignore HP here. And you're just trying to one-shot a lot of units, or go for example, quick riposte set to pick up the 1-round KO with 2 attacks with a very large attack stat. So in terms of actual sets, her player phase is not fantastic if you don't 1, invest into speed, or 2, one-shots. So I don't really have too many ideas for builds. Unfortunately, attack res solo is not a seal yet, so blade session doesn't seem ideal here either. Could consider attack defense solo to patch up defense, because of course her base defense is, what is that, 17 or something? Not too great. Can always, if you want to really double down on building up res bulk. You could refine Peachy Parfait if you want to run that for defense to get 3 extra defense, 2 more HP. So you can maybe comfortably take a hit from the lower end attack units. You'll still get one shot by some units because attack stats in 2021. But attack res Far Trace is perfectly fine. Because she is stacking up a decent amount of res, you could consider making her kind of a range tank running like... I hesitate to say quick riposte because having a low HP stat when you get doubled is not a great thing. But you could consider quick riposte. You could just go distant defense, but you will miss a lot of kills that way. There's what else could you do? Attack res Far Trace is fine. Mobility is super nice on any unit in general. Although on Far Trace for range calves is the best option out of all the movement types, of course, because you can get up to 3 mobility or 3 movement off of Kanto if you just attack in place or use an assist skill in place or whatnot. That seems fine. If you really wanted to, you could run quick riposte in your B slot and then run like distant defense or mirror stance if you want to double down on attack and res for an enemy phase set. But yeah, attack res push 4 again with her HP stats not completely ideal. Could consider again mirror stance for budget. You lose 3 attack and res and it's only enemy phase, but you don't keep chipping yourself down. She just has a lot of competition as a red mage cav because of course we have quite a few red mage calves running around that are quite offensive. We have the infamous Duelith, especially in Aether Raids. He's definitely everywhere there. Also kind of everywhere in top tier scoring in Arena, Solid Arena. There's like Mage Cav Erica. I can't think of any other. What are the more free-to-play options? I guess there's Valentine's Titania way back when. I think she outclasses Titania pretty by a mile. Could be wrong on that. But yeah, I don't really have too many suggestions. Iceberg's okay if you really want to double down on attack and using Peachy Parfait to debuff the enemy's res. You could consider Glimmer, because if you're going to do a lot of damage, Glimmer scaling's pretty nice. Yeah, other than that, if you really want to be adventurous, you could invest into her speed. It's totally feasible. It would be most ideal at max merges, of course, but you know, things like Blade Session, Seal, or Attack Speed Solo, similar things in your A slot, you can hit in the 40s and even 50s in speed. So it's not unreasonable to do such a build, but the main thing I think that would hold back those kind of builds is her overall bulk on the defense side. 38 base HP and 17 res is not a lot to work with. But yeah, overall that's pretty much what I would say about that. Peachy Parfait is a pretty solid weapon, even if the enemy isn't buffed, because you do get +5 res to yourself and -5 res to the foe. And the rest, it's basically a specialized binding necklace, if you remember Freya's B skill. It's completely specialized for res, so the stat swing on res in particular is pretty strong, which is why you could definitely consider Glimmer, but Iceberg on her base kit's perfectly fine, as you can stack a crud ton of res and get a pretty juicy Iceberg if you say run quick riposte. So yeah, I would probably say either a budget mage killer set. Maybe you could even run Mystic Boost and Seal slot, and then she can attack dragons okay, although again her speed's not fantastic, so definitely not entirely sure, but yeah, that's my thoughts off the top of my head. Best C skill. On calves, it's pretty flexible. If you really want to greed, it's super expensive. Res smoke is an option to just really double down on debuffing the enemy's res, because if Peachy Parfait procs, that's -5. You have attack res far trace for another -3. Res smoke could drop the res down by another 7. One-shotting seems pretty feasible at that point if you're debuffing the enemy's res by at least 15 points, is that? And if they're buffed for res, it's even worse for them. Yeah, that's kind of why I say Glimmer's totally an option. You could just be your super budget. If you run her with other calves, you can run like Hone Cav, Fort Cav. If you're running in a mixed team, could run tactics. I like slapping attack tactic on, for example, cav healers or whatnot. But just any unit. In terms of an actual non-supportive C skill, not entirely sure, because actually, unironically, Panic Smoke is not very good because it kind of screws over Peachy Parfait. Panic Smoke is only, I think, useful if you are dealing with Blade Tome units, where actually flipping the buffs is relevant. So yeah, I don't think Pulse Smoke would be too useful. It's kind of the, if you really just like Mercedes and just want to toss skills at her, that is totally an option. But I need to look at a list of C skills because I am brain dead today. Just go check this again while we wait. Okay, let's see. Yeah, you could also do like Goat Kev's like on Reinhardt at 5 stars though. It's kind of expensive. I think there's Ward Kev on Base Elowood at 4 stars. Guess if you're really expensive, you could run a Menace. Like ultra double down on attack and res, run like attack res Menace. That's super expensive. I guess you could, I feel like the Menace skills are probably better over the tier 4 Threaten skills. You could try running a Ploy skill. She does have 38 base res. You can refine Peachy Parfait to get 3 more. If you really want to boost res, you could run like Fury or I guess Fortress Defense Res Seal or Fortress Res Seal. Probably not ideal. You could do a Ploy, but Ploys nowadays, before the tier 4 ones show up, are kinda eh. Yeah, there are not that many options. I guess you could do a wave skill. I personally don't like wave skills. Could also do Rouse or Oath, but that's all in the realm of field buffs and whatnot. Hello Melly. Yeah, we're back for a goofball test stream. It's going alright so far. Actually kind of surprised the audio has not desynced so hard yet. Is the audio, wait, is the audio even playing? I can't hear. I think it's still, yeah, it's still playing. It's just harder for me to hear the button presses and whatnot. But anyways, yeah, we did finish Arena. We're looking fine to stay in tier 21. So now let's goofball in Arena Assault. So let's see, this week it is Earth season, so yeah, this seems fine. Time to spend way too long gearing up units to use not even half of them. Seems about right. Alright, wrong build on Dumo. Actually, do I want Armor March on him? Probably want Armor March on him. Wrong one, there we go. This is probably gonna take a while like usual because I still have not configured all my skill sets to make setting up for Arena Assault super easy. It's what is it? Wait, I already forgot the season. Fire and Wind? Or Fire and Earth, okay. Fire and Earth. Wait, this is healer selected, gosh darn it. This is going well. Yeah, I have this currently silly skill set system where currently for the main legendary blessed core units I have a skill set for each of them. So all I have to do is select them and choose the skill set with the opposite name season. But I haven't done that for all my mythic blessed units yet, which is kind of a small problem. So most of the time is spent putting seals on because I need every point of stats I can get against some of these units in Arena Assault. It's Astra and Anima. I think that's my weaker Mythic Blessing weak. I don't even know why I'm selecting duplicates. Unnecessary. Alright, now for boring seal management. Hooray. Yeah, I've tried doing Arena Assault without that stuff. It just gets way too insane, especially if you're in like the 760 plus spectrum. There are just some units where having seals would be good. I think attack defense solo is okay. Let's just do speed defense solo and regret not investing into attack. Why not? Naga just gets generic attack +3. I don't use that Regan. I think Fierce Stance is on someone else, yeah. Just go Brazen Attack Res because she's probably not going to do anything anyways. Attack +3, actually. Let's put Speed Defense Solo on you and Attack Defense Solo here. Seems better. Racin's fine. Veronica, probably just Tactic or Spur of sorts. Okay, apparently I put Tactics on everyone else, so I guess it's Spur. Or not. I think Spur Attack's probably better here. Marianne, HP defense probably, so she can feasibly tank an attack to her defense, sure. I think I have Form on someone. No, I don't. So Form it is. Probably just drive speed if no one's using it. Okay, someone's using it. This is why I need to configure my skill sets. How long have I been playing the game for? Basically since launch, like a week after launch. So I've been playing for quite a while. Yep, Digim, that is Arena Assault in a nutshell. Getting absolutely memed by the matchmaker. My favorite. Not actually. It's probably just something along the lines of Steady Blow. Actually just Darting Blow because Elwood's problem is not doubling, so that seems okay. I basically never use Legault, so Speed Seal it is. Olivia's just HP for Infantry Pulse. Faye, this is not right. This is not the right set on Faye. I'm in the process of +10ing Faye. And let's just say, haven't quite finished. This is definitely not the right set though. I should probably run Iceberg's okay. Honestly, darting stance would probably be good here over HP. Let's just run darting stance. What's the worst that could happen? Sonya is probably just quick impulse for Glacies. Yeah, I'm pretty certain I can make 5,320. Make top 1k. Because whenever I'm abusing blessings, I have a chance. But nowadays with wind and fire season, that's not really not really an option. I think we're just gonna be running like chill res now. Let's just meme and run poison strike. If we miss the one shot, we can do things. Bracing stance or distant defense? I guess it's bracing stance. Or do I want to go Kestrel stance? Let's go Kestrel stance. Actually having speed matters. What is this? I think this is just speed feint, even though I haven't upgraded the seal. Because more speed would be good here. To do, so yeah, someone else is running quick riposte, so I think we just... The small problem with all these seals is that there aren't enough of them. There's no way we're doing darting stance again, yeah, no. What could we do? Mystic boost is okay, I guess. Still need to actually give him a special. Actually, HP speed on would be okay here. Shamir. I think it's just Flashing Blade to get through special or guard. Gordon just gets attack +3. Loki gets attack +3 or not. Great. HP attack it is. Larshell. Attack speed 2 is probably fine. There's gotta be a spare attack speed 2 somewhere. Camilla, probably guidance if someone's not already running it. Grima's running it? Okay. In that case... probably just chill speed. Alright, ready to get rolled. Here we go. Wait, I didn't check seals. Yeah, we're fine. 760 is good enough. Normally I would fish higher, but this should be a pretty quick win. I think, as long as we don't throw, of course.
You have my all.
Because throwing is a great way to lose.
I understand.
Just pick up the one shot here. To change fate is pretty
My turn?
solid, I'd say. High scoring assist. Would recommend.
What?
Yep.
You have my all.
Certainly.
And at this point, we can just
I will do what I can.
Alright.
camp,
It shall be.
force rally loops all day long.
I understand.
Gosh dang.
My turn?
Misses the kill straight up
Your plan.
on Julia.
Yes.
He's bad, man.
Oh, what?
You have my all.
Yeah, let's just attack
understand.
here.
All right.
Alright, it's another 760. No dancer, so that we're in an okay spot. Near save is actually annoying here. And it's this map of all maps. Gosh darn. First things first, no defense buffs. Claude has 79. Yeah, 79 defense bulk, which means we need a lot of attack to one shot. What is that? 53? Need 53 to one shot. I think it's just Gordon here already. That seems kind of a bad idea. Hit the 49 attack. I think that's fine. We can burn him early. We have plenty of archers for other stuff. Now Marianne, I don't think Gordon ever kills. It's actually very close, but because of Icy Fimblevetter, it's not even close. So I think we just have to player phase her. Although, the only flying ally is Claude, so we could feasibly hit Enchurned as well, I guess. Probably not gonna do that though. Yeah, -9 attack on the foe is pretty solid for not dying in one shot. I think we're just going to meme and do that. We're gonna have to worry about near save somehow if we get ourselves into a terrible position. I think at this point, because it's Aether with Guilt Fork, we could even... No, that seems like not a good idea. Let's just meme and use Hector. What's the worst that could happen? Let's use Olivia, I guess, for more attack. That's probably a waste. What's the worst that could happen? Alright, time to get rolled.
What now?
They'll break some blocks for him, so I don't need to do that. Okay, so there's one problem, and I forgot that no one has reposition here. Guess we're backing up now, because I forgot about reposition. Kind of an important element of actually being okay here. I think we just pick up the kill on Claude. Oh, how do we do this? Because I know we're not doubling Claude with that. So we have to pick up the kill here. But then that means Gordon would have to two-shot Marianne, and that's just not happening.
What's next?
Nice.
Uh-oh. Why do we have to throw so early? 42, yeah. There's also a near save on Hilda, so we might just be screwed here. Unless we can use shove cleverly, which I don't think is a thing.
We'll see what happens.
I guess the play is to face tank with Lethe. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, that's pretty much our only out here.
Happy New Year!
That's not much of an out. Let's do...
Alright.
Wait. Yeah, have to do...
Wait, dance.
We'll see what happens.
Wait, we just activated solo. How to throw a tutorial.
On my way.
Order. Order is mildly important because she doesn't have the guaranteed follow-up attack. We'll survive a shot.
Happy
And
New
then
Year!
now we can use Hector
What's next?
to hit Enchurn.
Great choice.
My favorite. Probably shouldn't have used Hector here because distant counter is pretty valuable
What do
for
you
us.
want?
But let's do this to get into Berserk arm adds range. Not that Hilda's actually going to survive to see Ignis. Alright, 754, I see how it is. Double Edelgard, not too big of a problem. The biggest problem here is probably this Pawns of Loki Fallen Techie. Fantastic. Are you kidding me? When Pawns of Loki sets are unironically good because it makes it harder to one-shot. Because what is that? Let's assume she gets the defense buff, so... 113? Oh, are you kidding me? Yeah, I don't think we're doing that without massive setup, so... Not one-shotting. Guess we're two-shotting somehow. Like, we could cheese and just use Legendary Mark, but we typically try to save that for tougher matches. Because there are much worse dragons out there to deal with. You know, we could meme and just run Brave Lucina. Seems solid. What's the worst that could happen? As for these two, we could go a few options. Could go in the more aggressive options down here. Elwood's okay. Kyria's probably not ideal. That's not right. We don't need to do that. Could just go Elwood here. It's not terrible. Gotta bring a healer though, if we do that. And then just a dancer. We're almost at the point where we can use our quote-unquote OP healers without much of a thought. I think Elena's stuff's probably fine here. Just run drive attack. What's the worst that could happen?
What's next?
So first things first, we have to get rid of Soap.
On the way. What next?
I like how we're using Brave Lucina, but not really for her actual shenanigans. I think we just hit end turn here unironically again. As this forces a rally.
Understood.
Let us
Let's
sing.
go.
Or Mist forces the rally. So Soph just moves down by himself.
Very
And he
well.
gets sniped down.
Of course.
What
Heal
next?
back
Time
up.
to shine.
What's next?
And there's no rally now. So we can just snipe down you.
Let's go.
Because you're adjacent to a unit.
Very well.
It's even worse for you.
What next?
We'll hold off a bit on
On the
Brave
way.
Edelgard, but Tiki is coming in, but she's going to rally. So we buy ourselves even more time.
What next?
We can go on the
Very well.
defense tile here. Just
Let's go.
keep attacking forehead.
What's next? Let us sing.
What next?
Of course.
If you attack
Very
enough
well.
times, you'll eventually kill.
Okay.
80% damage reduction on the second hit in a
Let's
nutshell.
go.
I guess we can take out Tiki with Elowood
What
as well.
next?
Seems fine.
Let's go.
Can also just run
Very
if
well.
we really want
Time
to.
to shine.
What
But
next?
yeah, Lucina didn't actually do very much here. 10 out of 10. Sometimes how it crumbles. No dancer again, we're luck sacking so hard. More Pawns of Loki sets. Aw yeah. Swordbreaker seems okay here. Altina's a bit annoying though. So we need a beefier unit. I think just Shiro just auto walls pretty well. Tiki doesn't have very strong attack here, so we could feasibly attack with from range if we want to. She does have 65 HP because Pawns of Loki out of 10. When it's unironically useful. Actual scam. I guess there is Naga, so we can just give anyone dragon effectiveness and obliterate. Seems okay. Can also just yeah, one-shotting with an archer seems kind of actively here. Using Shamir doesn't seem worth. So for those reasons, let's do a jank meme. Wait, how are we gonna 55 66 I'm doing 30, wait, that's 37? 37 res? Yeah, we one shot if we do things correctly. Trademark. But then the question is, how do we take out Celica, which is kind of a good question. Wait, we should... Wait, I need to recalc this. I forgot there's rally. So, it's 60... Wait, no, I think I just screwed everything up because I didn't factor in, legendary hero buffs. I don't think we one-shot. What is that, 108 res bulk? Sonya hits 66, 76. 76 and 105. So we're just shy. Need a field buff to attack. Can we do that and get someone to take out Celica? Yeah, for sure. We definitely can. It's just a matter of who we want to burn. We can basically burn anyone at this point, but I don't know. So I have no idea why we're still choosing. I think we just go Crom here, Omega budget. Does he actually just one-shot Celica on the spot? Exactly. Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? So I think we're just going to merge our way towards the bottom of the map and go from there.
I'm Shiro.
There's no
Let's go.
teleportation
Watch
means,
this.
so
Sure.
we're okay to actually just go for this. And yeah, there's the one shot. Let's do
Alright.
this into this. Shiro can prepare
battle.
to
Okay.
1v1. I guess the one, oh, we just straight up kill with Ignis, 10 out of 10. I was like, maybe we have to hit end turn a few times and that's gonna cost us too much
Alright.
time.
All right.
I guess the problem is we
Yes.
screwed ourselves over. I just screwed myself over with screwing over guard.
Watch this.
That was a great plan. No guard for us, I guess.
Sure.
I just screwed up positioning twice. This is going very well. I think we just screwed ourselves over here. I think Marv just takes out Shiro. How to throw a tutorial.
Yes.
Yeah, Marv just kills Shiro
I'm
here. What was that? 54 against 67? Wait. Yeah, 54 against 67. So it's base 0 damage, so we just need Fire Emblem to not do enough damage for him. And then we still have to do enough damage to kill. I don't think we actually die. Yeah, we actually survived by whopping 2 HP. Seems good to me. I'll
Right.
take it.
All right.
Let's battle.
I should have done things differently here. But yeah, easy collapse.
I'm Shiro.
All we have to do is remove our
Right.
debuff from the thread,
Yes.
dance,
Let's
and
battle.
totally calculated. Kappa did not get absolutely rigged there. Alright, this team's also easy, but then again, that is low level, lowish scoring matches in a nutshell. So we just need a strong red unit, probably with some sort of follow-up attack to take out Surtur and Fallen Edelgard. Could alternatively just go for a play where we snipe her while she's adjacent to an ally, because that will be the case for quite a while. Not opposed to it. I think Fallen Julia is fast enough because of Lane Dark. Does she get one shot here? Let's see. 70, 68. Oh, hello Tatsu. Remember when Legendary Roy was good? Haha, yeah, neither do I, Cap. We just buff for defense and we're fine. Let's just do this. And then we can just do Mirror Ballista. That seems kind of like a waste, but we have enough OP shenanigans to get away with this kind of stuff. Yeah, Renee is probably better off if we run into a range team. I'm not missing any coverage things here. So we're just going to... I think we just charge pretty quick here.
Is it
There's no warp powder, so we don't have to worry about that.
as you command?
I did kind of screw up my setup here though, so there's no rallies that are gonna happen until, I mean not rallies, repositions, because shenanigans. Alright, actually just take out Zelgius as well, 10 out of 10. We can just wait here, end turn, there'll be a rally, repo. It's Roy, so we just hit end turn and we win, forehead. Good job, Roy. He did 3 damage, Pog actually doing something. Anyways, even if Julia can't one-shot, oh, right, I brought Veronica for close guard. Calculated. I was like, why is she dying? Getting shafted with 754s. I think that's my min roll. This is also pretty straightforward. Munanzag's actually annoying here. Makai is also quite annoying here. But we can pretty much go overkill. I think we just use, Shamir's probably fine here. We'll deal with Makai and Sharina super easily. Well, less so Sharina, but we'll be fine. Hector, not particularly concerned about him. Can also bring Camilla here. Chill speed's kind of useless though. I guess it's not as useless as I thought now that I think about it. I'm not verbalizing my calcs, all my calcs. Should probably get back to that though. Let's see, how do we want to take out Fallen Edelgard? It is a more Pawns of Loki oriented set, but still nothing that you want to take lightly. What dancer options do we have? We have Lean. It is Shiguri's fine here for close guard. I don't think we need drive speed here. Because what is that? Union's egg is 47? 50 perhaps? Okay, so Shamir gets enough speed when she's speed buffed. We don't have to worry about the res part thing, it's mostly the attack part, which gets on Shamir. It's probably not good. I'm thinking we just, I'm just thinking about all the budget meme ways we can take out Fallen Edelgard, but, if we really wanted to BM, we would just hit end turn with Adult Tiki on the defense tile and call it a day, but, we would need to slightly change our team for that. Subasta's not too great here because no guaranteed follow-up. She maxes out at 75, 69 after Twin Crest power, which is 103. 103 minus. I am going to assume bonus is going to be active on her, so yeah, it's fine. That'll work. So now let's just put in Tsubasa. The terrible thing about this team though is there's zero mobility. That seems actively bad here. Should probably change that. Nah, it'll be fine. Just throw the match, forehead. How do we want to force rallies here? Actually, kind of a difficult question. I think we want to do something along the lines of... We want to use gravity to our advantage. Tsubasa's Actually, I could have used Tsubasa for
What a stage.
flare phasing some of these mages. Yeah, that's literally everything I planned out.
To work.
Except that I forgot that
Orders for me.
Kaya still exists. There is no follow-up, so there is no guaranteed follow-up attack here. But I'm making this more suspicious than it needs to be. It's just 70 attack flat.
What is it?
So she never actually kills.
Fine.
Unless we overlook something. There's no mobility shenanigans here. Edelgard's not even transformed yet.
Yes.
So seems okay here.
Shall I sing?
I'm
Wait, I
listening.
screwed up. I'm supposed to move Camilla to the other side. I guess we screwed up in like
Work.
more ways than one because
If that's what you want.
What is it?
this is going
What a
well.
stage.
Fine.
Forehead.
It's time.
No mobility, so we're just going
To
to
work.
retreat pretty much. How to goof a tutorial.
What
So now we just do this,
What is it?
and we'll be
Yes.
close to winning on the spot
Orders
with this kind of
for
setup.
me.
To work.
If that's what you want.
Wait, I did a visualization wrong in my head. This is going well.
I'm listening.
Well, we obviously have to retreat now, but slight oversight.
Here I come.
If that's what you want.
Fine.
Orders for me.
We can hit gravity here, and we're okay.
What is it?
I'm just thinking about how I want to do it.
I'm
Just hit the
listening.
gravity there.
stage.
Let's take flight.
Problem is, Edelgard's moving
Here
down.
I come.
Wait, is she moving down or left? I guess it technically
It's
doesn't
time.
matter
If
here.
that's what you want.
We pretty much always have to do this.
Orders
Yes.
for me.
To work.
It's time.
What am I doing here? No clue.
I'm
Lol.
listening.
This is where not having movement assist would be bad here.
If that's
If we
what
can
you
do
want.
this,
Shall I
we're just
sing?
slowly
Orders
chipping down our own
for
HP.
me.
What could possibly go wrong?
Let's take flight. What is it?
I guess she's no longer transformed, so we can just actually meme.
I'm listening.
Seems good.
What is it?
It's time.
Oh, I forgot to hit gravity. We're screwed.
Here I come.
No.
Yes.
What a stage.
If that's what you want.
Here I come. To work.
So we pretty much just have to kill here now.
I'm listening.
Forehead.
Let's take flight. What is it?
I think
It's
it's
time.
not
Orders
okay.
for me.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
short. L. Do we bother taking this run or not? Yeah, we'll just take it, the run. Screw it. I'll just do another
Here I
run
come.
if it's bad enough. Hello Michigan? Let's see. What do I feel about the new Hilda? She's definitely a solid, at the very least, just a healer. Healers are always useful. Solid support unit, of course, also our first source of even recovery. I don't think even recovery will be that impactful. It'll be mostly up on the top end spectrum of things. Nudge also, you can do some galaxy brain things with nudge on defense, but I don't expect people to really do that either. And the June Legendary Heroes banner, my primary goal is to get what's her name, Plumeria. I don't have any Plumerias yet, and so the goal is hopefully to somehow plus 10 her in one shot. I have a slightly rigged coin flip in my favor, basically, given the amount of orbs I have. And as second priority, colorless is a gold mine for me because I have legendary Ulm at +4 that I eventually want to +10. I also have Bramamond at +8 that I want to +10. And I still don't have legendary Leaf, and he's a pretty solid unit, so wouldn't mind picking him up either. I think we're just gonna meme with Baruka, aren't we? Unfortunately, it's not win season, so we can't use Gotri. Feels bad, man. Well, I guess it's Reinhardt. Yeah, we can just use Race in here. I can't find him, there he is. And then, I guess as third priority, green's pretty good too, because I don't think I'm going to have any of the units on green, so that would be pretty reasonable. I think we just go after Marth pretty much here.
Let us go. Orders.
Orders.
I screwed that up.
Together.
Alright, change of plans. Hello, the true champion. How's it going? Alright, now we just go after Marth here. I think we are forced to do this if we want to do that.
Yes.
Let's
Pick
go.
up the 2-shot here,
What now?
repo,
Understood.
My
and
target.
soon begin our end turn fest. Armor March is now activated though, so there's that to worry
Orders.
about. He's pretty much hit end turn on the defense tile and call it a day.
My target.
Gale Force can't proc because of Baruka's built-in guard.
Yes.
Let's go.
Reinhardt barely
Orders.
dying there. We can just keep hitting end turn with Baruka though, that's the
Understood.
thing. So he no
Yes.
longer has extra mobility
Yes.
either. And Baruka's going to get Ignis to do a good chunk of damage.
My
And she's
target.
taking so little damage
What now?
Orders.
that we're just chilling. And
Let's
it'll
go.
be GG, but unfortunately had to use Lightning Charm. If I could have just quit the run and started a new run. Doesn't really matter to me. Got 5,319. Not even close. I'll go for another run. Since we're trying to do a longer test stream. Anyways, it's only been an hour and a half. How do you feel about the child banner this year? Let's see. I don't even remember who was on the child banner. I have to go look. That's pretty much, should probably give you an answer for that, because I don't even remember. Okay, let's go look. There's Duo Erica. Solid unit, but again, a lot of sword units nowadays just have to compete with all the existing sword units. So she's a duo unit at least, so she can stand out in terms of score, and she does have a decent amount of effects in her weapon. Pretty solid duo skill for like arena at the very least if you use her there, because she's a duo unit. Overall, not the most mind-blowing thing in the world, but definitely a solid new unit. I thought you got 5,320 though. But Tana, basically mobility spam and improving upon what some of the previous Lance Flyers struggled with. So long term, I don't see her being too great because mobility is on the upward trend. I don't expect her to, in terms of general effects, last very long. In terms of as an actual unit, we'll see. Haven't seen a lot of her though. It doesn't help that she's on the Young Heroes banner, which is a special heroes banner. So, Young Leon, I've definitely seen plenty of him. He's definitely fine, can be a pretty decent tank. Not much to say about that. That's pretty much his stat line in general. Well, Tana isn't the 4-star focus. That was Leon from that banner, if I remember correctly. If she was 4 stars, that would have been really solid. La Rochelle is La Rochelle. It's just the new era of healers where you get to be super offensive and also still have decent utility. Definitely Staff of Rustin can be super devastating on Aether Raids defense. But from my personal usage of La Rochelle, if you notice, I do have a copy of her. I think mine is, what is mine, plus speed or something? Just happened to Luxec and get her on a free summon. Yeah, plus speed minus res. She definitely hits like a truck, because attacking for res is always good. She definitely can get a crud ton of speed, attack speed push, Staff of Rouston, speed res far trace. She tends to do a crud ton of damage. The thing that I found with Staff of Rouston though is, generally speaking, you can't have her go on a rampage because the staff tends to only target one unit, and all the other units that the staff doesn't target, she gets countered, and her bulk is not amazing. It helps in Aether Raids to have extra HP and whatnot, but yeah, not ideal. Yeah, plus attack minus res dual hilder is pretty good. Plus attack's always solid on a healer. Nowadays, at the very least, you get to heal more using your heal assist because basically every modern heal assist nowadays functions off of attack. Who else is under? Young Innis, definitely a solid free-to-play unit. Can't be mad about having a reasonable check. I haven't even built him too much. That's literally base kit with, I think, desperation or something. Can't be mad about what I guess people call a slaying bow, extra attack and speed, a little bit of extra dealt damage when you proc your special, and also neutralizing non-special skills that provide damage reduction, like Spurn, Close Call, Dragon Wall, Repel, you name it. I guess Fallen Edelguards. I don't even. What is her B skill name? Armored something. Armored Wall? Sure. I'm blanking. Yeah, my problem with Innis is that he just doesn't have enough attack. That might seem silly given his base stats, but the number one thing you need as an archer trying to counter damage reduction in 2021 is a large attack stat. Otherwise, you're just gonna proc your special and not do very much. Unless it's like Luna, then you're guaranteed to do a decent amount, I would imagine. But in terms of Hilda and quote-unquote power creeping all healers, I don't think so. Her main gimmick is, of course, well, she has her duo skill. The biggest thing that I think people kind of like slid over their heads is that she's a duo healer. Of course, she doesn't score absolutely amazing because healers get screwed over on specials and whatnot, but it's still the potential that you'll see healers up at like, you can see like 750, her in 750s, 760. I don't know about 760s, but for sure you can see her on defense in the 750s, and well, she's just part of the trend of healers that are now becoming super offensive. So not only are they utility units, they're now able to actually fight and do a pretty good amount of damage. So in that respect, I think offensively she's pretty up there, if not at the top offensively. In terms of utility, her duo skill when you can use it is also pretty solid. Mostly in arena, I would say. Against the super top end teams and Aether Raids, you probably don't get to use your duo skill. But if you can in Aether Raids, when people run multiple dancers, chances are both of them are going to be within the same 3 columns of each other, so that's pretty nice. Because there's only 6 columns in Aether Raids maps, so chances are the two of them are going to be, unless they specifically decide to tech against Duo Hilda for some reason. But other healers definitely have their utility. I wouldn't say Hilda's complete power creep over every healer. It's just that she does some things better than others, and she has some things comboed together. The +6 attack to allies when 2 spaces during combat is definitely fantastic. But it is 2 range, and there are healers like Brave Veronica who have buffs that are 3 range. Of course, it's only +3 attack and speed, but it is 3 range, and from experience, that 3 range is pretty nice compared to 2 range, not gonna lie. We're gonna definitely see more 3 range stronger buffs in the future though, so rip Brave Veronica when that time comes around. But until then, she's still pretty decent. Of course, there's Lara Shell with Zafra Rouston, inflicting the no counterattack status on enemies that like to hit end turn is nothing to scoff at, especially if they don't have access to things like Null Sea Disrupt. Hilda just has Dazzling Staff for that. And the no counterattack status can also help out allies that also attack the targeted unit. So there's that utility. There's other things we can name. There's Sarah, for example, of Kia's Staff. Super potent in Aether Raids when you can get basically all of your units to match HP. She just straight up says absolutely no debuffs or statuses on any of her allies within 4 spaces, as long as they all have the lowest HP stat. And that can be quite broken in Aether Raids. I've had my fair share of matches against those kind of teams. And, well, needless to say, Dual Hilda is definitely a strong healer, definitely a pretty strong unit, but I wouldn't say it's complete power creep, because other healers do have their utility. Of course, if we're just talking about a generic healer where you can build them however you like, offensively, Dual Hilda is one of the best, so you can't really do much about that. And it's a minor thing, but Dual Hilda has Raffle Staff in her weapon compared to Dazzling Staff. So if you want to swap out your B skill to not, you have to sacrifice Dazzling Staff over Raffle Staff, and personally I would rather sacrifice Raffle Staff, because at least no counterattack with a large attack stat means you still do some damage, you just do about half as much. And the true champion in terms of, I assume you mean test your Dark and Anima defense. Maybe in a bit. I'm going to do another Arena Assault run here before things go terribly wrong, because I do have to end the stream eventually. I don't want to end too close to the end of the season, because I have other things to do towards the end of the season. But if I get the time, I could definitely consider doing that. I would say if you want me to actually play your maps in terms of that testing, don't take the results with too much of a grain of salt, because my teams are kind of a meme. Let's just put it that way. You'll see what I mean when we get there, but let's just double attack here. Get some charges going on our specials. We can probably just do this and then use the change fate if we want to remove the debuffs. Sure. So we can pick up the one shot cleanly. Don't worry, Tatsu and Millie. We'll have a super long stream on like July 5th. It'll be fun. Probably gonna be my longest stream. Last stream I was just shy of 8 hours. I don't know why I didn't just stall to make it 8 hours, Kappa. Alright, we finally start seeing some dancers here. which means more trouble for us. Fortunately, we can turn one bait Plumeria, so that's not terrible. She does get a pretty sizable attack stat though. She gets a nice attack stat. So, and by nice I mean 69. So, with a rally, I think we just player phase aggression would be okay here. Can use Plumeria to set up Altina. Seems okay here. Like honestly, Plumeria can probably sweep this entire team by herself. Let's bring some other units to help out though. Let's bring Renea for ranged, I guess. So that 68 is still a lot of damage. It's probably, or 69. It's definitely worth just buffing a little res for Twin Blades as well. As for Marth, how do we want to BM? Alright, we're gonna Ultra BM because we haven't used Lucas in forever. Not even red dual flying for 0 out of 10. You can actually get to 69 attack if you run R dual flying 4 for 65. And then you run... I think you have to run no fly. There's some things you can do to optimally score in having 69, but that's aside the point at this point. I use Gautry a crud ton when it's win season, and it's win season in 2 seasons from now. So I guess you can look forward to that, I guess. Now Altina, does she actually 2-shot Thracier? Sounds trivial, but you gotta be sure. 37 max versus 75. Yeah, we're fine.
With utter certainty.
And then we get to BM Marth. I guess Thracier didn't want to even attack there, so end turn again. But yeah, Gautry is pretty nice in Arena Assault. He's basically like Lucas or Shiro, but if he actually killed units faster. We're just gonna BM Marth here. You can't ever proc Fire Emblem, so we're just gonna even end turn here instead of player phasing. Completely hopeless. Didn't need the defense tile, but gotta flex on him. Alright, we got this team again. Let's not make the same mistake with Fallen Edelgard this time around. That would be nice. Moderately nice. Kinda feel like, okay, there's near save on Brave Edelgard, so we have to be a little concerned about that. Very heavy defense investment. What is that? 67 defense when near save procs? How do we want to take out Fallen Edelgard here? I'm just thinking about cheese options because we definitely have free win options for taking her out, but we gotta flex Kappa. Yeah, this is an Aether variant, so we probably don't want to mess with just hitting end turn repeatedly. We could do that if we really wanted to, but I think that's kind of a silly idea. But on second thoughts, okay, let's see, 74? Oops. Hit my mic. Well, let's worry about the other threats as well because we have to do that. I guess we could run Slaying Spear Gautry. It's not great though, because mobility is garbage. Let's see. Maybe use Tsubasa again, let's see. 52. I'm blanking. Yeah, that's actually very hard to kill. I think we need max blade session up. 57, 63, 69, 65, 62, 74. Wow, that doesn't even kill. Wow, that doesn't even kill. Seems debuffing attack out of 10, so we would need to field buff for that. In that case, let's just use Mirror Ballist then to debuff defense. Although we don't really debuff Fallen Edelgard. In turn, so then we can also take out Duo Micaiah that way. So now it comes to the two Edelgards. Brave Edelgard is not too big of a deal. I'm not really concerned about her. It's more about Fallen Edelgard here. So we can definitely double. We just never proc specials. So it would take a very long time to kill, which is not ideal. Especially with Mystic Boost. I like how we're trying to end turn here. It's 48, 52, 46. So on a defense tile, if we start with 46, we might have close guard or something. 59 against 70. It's probably 74 is a good assumption. That's 15 damage a shot. So yeah, Tiki can stall Edelgard, it's just that can she ever kill? A good question. I think she can. 61, 65. Could also use Elena's staff, but I guess that doesn't really do much. Could also use Silk, just no specials for Edelgard, period. Although we have to let her heal 13 every time we attack. Yeah, that seems kind of actively bad. I like how we're going for meme budget options of just hitting end turn recursively. What could possibly go wrong? I think I do have to calc out to make sure we don't loop. 61, 65, 59. Yeah, she does take damage, enough damage. It just takes a long time. I guess we have a long time to spare, so. Omega budget run, here we come. At least this time, unlike last time, we have reposition. So we're totally saved, Kappa.
Tell me more.
Let's take
Just advance our units here. Let's be very quick.
On my way.
It's time.
Blessings upon
Oh,
you.
wait a second. I forgot about the teleportation for the rally up res. Oh no. 10 out of 10. You can't really force a good rally here. I think we just gotta
Yes.
quote unquote
Tell me
run.
more.
Sun's up.
So
On my way.
So far. Yes.
Of
small
course.
problem we have here.
Blessings upon you.
Let's
All
take
because
flight.
of one turn, one mistake. 10 out of 10. Yeah, there's no way we can peel off the rally up res. And Duo Micaiah has 89 attack,
Tell me more.
which
Yes.
one-shots literally everyone on the
Mm,
spot
I know,
except for...
But I so
Mirabilis?
far.
Wait a second. Are you kidding me? Are we gonna use Mirabilis of all our units? Seems mean, man. Let's do it.
On my way.
Sun's up.
Of course.
I thought I saw it, I've seen it all, but I guess not.
Guide me.
Blessings
Actual
upon
meme.
you.
But
On my way.
Since when is this... Since when is this a meta play? Hello? Alright, so at this point,
Of course.
Brave Edelgard has 75, 84, so 68 attack,
Yes.
right? I think so. Tiki's got up to 55, so we definitely live. There is a rally from Edelgard in the defense tile though, so we will have to move very quickly here.
Of course.
So
I guess
far.
Tsubasa also now has
Guide me.
moonbows,
Tell
are
me
okay?
more.
Oh, I calced having
Blessings
Silk in
upon
range.
you.
Guess we're not having Silk in range. It's fine. So now here's where we do this thing called running.
Let's take flight.
I don't know how we're doing that one yet.
On my way.
I guess we could do something along those lines, right?
Sun's up.
Tell me more.
Oh, but I
Blessings upon
Do
you.
this
It's
instead?
Yes.
Okay, where do we want Tiki to be in worst
Of
case scenario? I
course.
think it has to be here.
yes. Let's take
So we might have to go for the attack play again. This is going going
Here I
very
come.
well. Actually, we can just repo. Yeah, just repo.
yes.
We're okay here.
Yes.
Sun's up.
We don't
Tell me
need Earth
more.
Fireball. We can just do that. Alright. Now we have some space to yoink around.
On my way.
Let's do this. That should have her go to the right. There we go. Now we
Of
just cycle
course.
our units around.
Blessings upon you.
It's time. So
Actually, she's going back
far.
left. Oh, wait, no. She's going after Tsubasa? Okay.
Yes.
I see how it is.
Guide me.
Oh, but
Yes.
Tell me more.
Let's take flight.
Okay, she's going all the way around, so I guess we're gonna go all the way
On my
around
way.
ourselves.
Sun's up. Here I come.
Get over here.
Of
Wait,
course.
we want to be down here. Hold up.
Yes.
Guide me.
Blessings upon you.
I have no idea what I'm doing now. What the heck am I
On
doing?
my way.
Throwing. That's what.
Oh, but
Yes.
I. Oh,
Of course. Yes.
it's time.
Yeah, so at this point, we just gotta put Tsubasa out of range. And
Guide me.
Tell me more.
Sun's up.
we don't
Of
need
course,
the
yes.
defense res from Silk yet,
Blessings
so
upon
Of
you.
course.
just hit and churn. And yeah, I was calculating that we get neutral engagements. Oh, I forgot to, I forgot we had quick riposte. Not rigged in any way, just surviving by
way.
one. Nothing to see here, folks.
Let's take
Everything's
flight.
all rigged and
Yes.
balanced in every single way. Ah man, so many careless mistakes when you're brain dead. Why did I forget about quick riposte of all things? Like, seriously? Yeah, I need to. That's one thing that I need to do. It actually wasn't saved by quick riposte. Well, it might have been. I don't know. We're not paying attention half the time now. Let's see. Is it time to meme and use magic is everything? Probably not. probably unnecessary. Let's use Alm since we don't really use Alm too much. Seems okay. What's the worst that could happen? I don't need Chiguri here. Probably just, where's the other dancer? Azura is fine here. And as backup option, because Alm can pretty much full carry the entire match if we really want to. He doesn't get one shot by Soph, so we're chilling there. Just bring a healer, of course. Just bring, sure, that's fine. And then some player phase unit, I guess, would be okay here. Just bring Kyria. Yep. The man, the myth, the legend, Reinhardt. After all this time, as much as people meme on him, still pretty solid.
A solid move. Like this?
Alright, small error again. We're gonna have to
For our
backtrack.
future.
Of course.
I miscalced legendary Celica against Alm. How do you do that?
A
So
solid
bad.
move.
Let's go.
For our future.
Your desire.
Let us sing.
Like
So
this?
bad.
A solid
Edelgard
move.
doesn't have armored stride, so we're chilling. But that is just careless.
For our future.
Of course. What next?
A solid move.
Because the thing about Reinhardt is just since launch,
On the way.
For our future.
just always just having a tome that attacks twice with a pretty decent attack stat is just solid, period. Okay. This is the worst possible map for this kind of loadout. Fantastic. How do we deal with Peony here? I think it just has to be... No, that just doesn't work. Can we get someone to just tank Legendary Lilina? If so, that's just winning on the spot. I'm guessing the answer is probably no, but it's worth trying. Let's see. $72. Is it going to be? No. The rally can't happen there, so let's assume 75 is a pretty good assumption. No, actually you can assume 78. Never mind. I don't think anyone can survive. Marianne probably just doesn't have enough HP. I can always check it though. Can always also buff for res because Lilina is not running low attack res, so we're okay there. So if we're gonna do this, we're 100% have to buff for res. Who the heck has res tactic though? I have no idea who has res tactic. Res tactic would be best, but if we don't have it, we don't have it. Not the end of the world. Yeah, I genuinely do not know who has res tactic here. Maybe no one has res tactic. It's probably on Ninian, right? It's the last unit I used it on. No? Who has res tactic? There's no way to search for skills, which is the worst thing ever. It would have to be on... Is it on one of these units? That's not possible, right? Yeah, we're not gonna worry about res tactic then. Let's use Kaden for speed res link, I guess. And that also procs Icy Thimble better. No, I don't have Guinevere. She would be okay here. Wait, Larashell has res tactic? Eh? We're not talking about launch Larashell, she's not in my brigade. That's not res tactic. She debuffs her res, which is not useful here. As if we're just gonna double with Icy Thimble better. So 51 res against, we're gonna assume max attack. So the AoE special does 21 damage. I guess we could also use the defense tile too, huh? Now that I think about it. Not a bad idea. Except for Rupture Sky, that would be bad. Okay, let's think about this. So if we bait here, can we even do that turn 1? Let's think. We would need a dancer, of course. We would have Marion here, be a flying dancer. Oh, that seems very dangerous. But this would be best. So then it'd be rally, then forces a dance, most likely from, I mean, it doesn't really matter here because that'll be the rally attack speed, and it's the attack. Oh wait, it's true. Wait a second, it's blazing light. See, this is what I'm talking about. Thanks for pointing that out, true champion. Yeah. Blazing light would be much worse here, for us. Huh. I think they goofed something. Maybe this used to be on a legendary Hector defense, so then that would make sense. They might have screwed up their defense. Which, you know, we'll take it. Because legendary Hector of Ostian Pulse would do it, because she's the only Cav. And he's a fire legendary. So like they could kick out dual Ephraim. Or kick out Marth, sorry. But Marth is bonus, so let's not worry about it. Okay, so we definitely live then. And then Marth doesn't have distant counter, he's gone. Let's see if we can dual bait Peony and Lil Nadan. That would be ideal. I guess we don't need to do it. Yeah, we don't need to do it. It's just not. Let's use Guidance here is fine. And then we definitely want a healer. Are we just Spectrum buffing? So we have to worry about dual Ephraim. Can we one-shot the guy? So 57, 63, 63 against 78. Yeah, not good. Because I don't think we survive a counter unless we're probably on the defense tile max buffed. So let's bring an actually competent healer then. I think Camille is just fine here. Chill speed's kind of pointless. Sure. What's the worst that could happen? All we have to do is not goof our setup here. So we need Marianne to actually have to switch. We need Marianne to move up 2.
Sure thing.
I'm trying to see what would go wrong here in the worst case. I don't see anything that goes wrong
Isn't
here.
that good?
Oh, I see what goes wrong. Marianne doesn't get danced. So we use this layout then. And then just pivot up. This is why I need to not be running pivot on Kaden. It's the worst.
Honey, the sky is my stage.
Break some stuff.
Okay, if that's what you
End
want.
turn. Yeah, he's doing 0 here. Okay, there was no rally. What'd I miss this time? I actually don't know. Was Lona running? No. What did I miss? Why did Marth not rally? Was he... Because Joint Hone Speed only buffs +5. Do you need to buff enough? Do you need to buff more than +1 extra to rally? I don't know. We'll have to check the footage later. Well, 2 hours in, goofballing still. I expected to goofball because I got like no sleep last night. So it's only expected. It's also decently hot around here. I think it's like 90 degrees over here. Kinda roasting, but it's fine. This team should be super easy because they're super nice and just spamming a ton of dance skills.
Witness my strength.
So all we have to do is not throw forehead. What could possibly go wrong?
It shall be.
here, we can just attack here, and attack here, and just go in.
Witness my strength.
I wonder if we can BM. Oh, we're gonna BM.
You
We're
have
gonna
my
do it,
all.
boys. Yeah. It's time to BM.
Witness my strength.
Anyways, Duma not one-shotting 0 out of 10. That's what happens when you don't invest into attack. Oh, it's Criterion's team. Shouldn't be too difficult. Trademark. I think we can get away with pretty straightforward shenanigans. Probably not end turn, that seems kind of silly. End turn would actively be bad here. Probably just use Elowood. Seems okay. Can also pick up the kill on Lilina that way. It's this map too, so we can really have Lilina overextend. There is armor march though, so we have to worry about that. As for Gwendolyn, we can play it pretty budget. We don't even need to use Xander here, but that's ultra budget because why not? And then we'll just use a generic dancer here. Heck, like we could even use Leanne here. Probably not a great idea. Let's, where's the other dancer? Lean? Sure. So here we can just do this.
Let's go.
And we're pretty much set already. Actually, I screwed that up. Yeah, it's fine.
What next?
We can attack into you, proc Gale Force,
Let's go.
attack into you, and it's already GG at this point. Gwendolyn is no match for the memes of where is the sea,
What next?
Watch me.
Very
so...
well.
What Sacred Seal do I want the most? I'd mostly like Intelligent Systems to just release some of the seal lines that are not complete yet. That would be useful. There's not very many seals I would like, because some of the seals cause some unfortunate consequences of near game-breaking shenanigans that we won't speak of here. But like, for example, on the solo spectrum, we don't have attack res solo, so that'd be just good to finish out. I would really like a lot of the form seals. I'm a personal fan of the form seals for especially modes like Arena Assault, but even in Arena, form seals are pretty nice when you cluster your units together a lot. So I would be down for that. And it wouldn't be broken. It would be annoying when like defense res form seal comes out and people just spam potato balls with it or something. The push seals are kind of whatever because they're only tier 3, I believe. So kinda whatever on those. I think we have all the brazen seals now. Let me think. It's attack defense, attack res, attack speed. Yeah, we have all of them. So that's done. Some of the newer smoke seals, or even like defense or res smoke. Res smoke is still only on like 1 unit, so that would be probably nice. Infantry pulse seal would probably be too broken. Just because you can get some ridiculous charges going, and not very many people run counters to infantry pulse anymore because basically no one runs that anymore. The dual spur seals would be really nice as well. Spur attack defense would be my personal priority just because it buffs attack. That's literally it. When you're trying to go for max attack shenanigans, you gotta use all. The bottleneck is actually the seal slots. Not enough options to buff attack. Other than that, Fury Seal wouldn't be terrible. It would be pretty decent actually. I know a lot of people want Fury Seal. Phanta, for the memes, I would want Phantom HP attack and defense just to complete the series. But unironically, they're all useful. It's just that they wouldn't really see super meta play, I wouldn't expect. And of course, Pass Seal, because that would be very jank in Aether Raids, I guess. And we already have Obstruct Seal, so it's only a matter of time before Obstruct Seal gets power corrupt capital. Let's see. Back to Arena Assault here. We can go pretty budget on Edelgard here. Do we want to go Omega budget? That is the question. With Kyria. This map basically means we just get a free bait on Peony. The only problem is we can't do that with Kyria, so we'll have to figure out a way around that. 64, 76. Yeah, that kills Celica on the spot. Probably need 2 attacks for Edelgard, not a big deal. And Ephraim also doesn't have DC, so we're okay there. He does have attack speed so low, so we can't quite use Soren unless we buff speed. I guess we could technically just buff Soren and face tank Peony. That's reasonable. I don't hate it. Let's go for it. We're gonna have to buff the res though, because that is. Wait, there's no attack buffs here, so it would just purely be Peony attacking, and chill attack does not target her, so that's just 18 times 2, so we actually don't even need to buff. But we'll do it anyways, because why the heck not? And then we just bring a dancer and we're good. I guess we could bring Renea here, but we're just gonna conserve Renea. Double distinct with drive res is pretty good for ranged end turn strats. What am I looking for? A dancer. This is great. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I think we just use Leanne here. It's fine. Literally no synergy. Oh wait, we wanted to buffer speed. Oh, that's why we brought Mist. Okay. I'm putting the pieces together. 10 out of 10. I don't know why we're taking so long. It literally doesn't matter what dancer we choose here. Let's just go. So all we have to do is not goof forehead. There's no wings, so again, we're pretty safe to do this.
Very well.
Let's pivot
Time to
Mist
shine.
around, and then dance
Let's
like
go.
this.
What?
I'll bring ruin.
There's the 15 times 2, which of course is 15 times 2 because
Okay.
we
All set.
buffed
Yes.
with
What next?
spur defense res. Let's have Ephraim come to town over here. We got Celica to rally, so that stalls time. And we can double and also
Let's
pick up the
see.
one-shot type thing with Iceberg. Thanks to, again, spur defense res. 10 out of 10. Here comes Celica. Let's just
Very
make
well.
sure
Let's go.
Carry is not adjacent to anyone.
All set.
And
What
good.
next?
And it should be GG because, of course, this Edelgard is not running,
Yes.
whatchamacallit,
Your desire.
Oh, okay.
Armored Stride, so we can't possibly goof, right? Alright, 758, pretty solid, pretty threatening team. In fact, I think this is the team that Nim faced in Arenas. With the Dragon repositioning the Clot. Yeah, I think this is the exact same team. See, for me, it's in Arena, this would not be difficult for me because I just player phase snipe down everything and it's just game over. But when you don't have that option, it's pretty devastating. Because hitting end turn against player phase dominant units is not a great idea. Let's put it that way. I think here we probably just use Gordon. Seems okay. This map's pretty yikes, but we'll make do. Let's see. Thrashers gets a max of 34. That's 30, 58. I don't think, yeah, we're not getting 58 attack on Gordon without, like, Caden and company. So we don't kill Thrasher. That's not good. Do we have Mirablis still? Could probably do that. Yeah. So we gotta have to keep that in mind. Let's get a backup option. I still haven't given Gordon a special for some reason. I genuinely have no idea why I haven't done that yet. For Marv, we can just use any sword breaker unit pretty much because there's no turn 1 special. It's just 1 cooldown. So let's just use Sharena. Why not? She also has reposition, so that's fine. And then for healer, we probably just want to really guarantee we actually kill. Yeah, it's not gonna be a 6-hour stream, dude. not today. It'll definitely be pretty long when we actually do the long stream. How's the audio holding up, by the way? Like, is it desynced at all? That's the number one thing I kind of expect to happen, but I don't actually know if it's gonna happen. Actually, Agren's kind of redundant because she doesn't one-shot Thresher. So she's not really doing anything. Yeah. Let's not do that. Well, honestly, no one's one-shotting Thresher, so we just need to buff her attack. Forehead. So if we go for a Cav like Eflin, that forces us to player face with Sharena if we can pick up the kill. It's 55. I guess if we debuff. Trying to think. Yeah, we get exact lethal with debuff. Let's go. Attack tactic activated. Now all we have to be careful about is our unit placement. That is very important here. Says me, who's about to throw the match.
Yes.
We're gonna do this to force a repo,
Sun's
if
up.
I understand this correctly. Or not. Oh wait, yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking. For some reason I thought Claude was going to attack first, or move first, but he's ranged. Why would he move first? Literally makes no sense. Okay, now we can force... now we can force the repo. There we go. Now we're cooking.
What now?
Actually, do we want to do that? I was gonna snipe down Regan, but now I'm questioning my life decisions. Yeah, we can force
You got it.
some things to go down. We can actually do this even to force the...
Together
I
we
think the
can
rally up goes first? No. Okay, I guess not. I need to go read up on rally up because that is not my specialty. Alright, so Gordon should miss the kill here. Yeah. And so, like I said, with the debuff, we're fine.
Together we can win.
So we can actually just attack Thresher like this to inflict fear, and then it should be just GG here.
Yes.
We can even just use Gordon to sweep. Gordon sweep. Yeah. Sharena doing literally nothing except being reposition bot, I guess. Okay, dual peony. Can we bait? Yes. Okay, the problem is, how do we kill? So she's gonna have 26 defense on the defense tile. If we bait from there, I guess we could alternatively bait from here. That'd be still okay. Problem is Larce with Times Pulse Regnalastra. She's just gonna be checking over Regnalastras left and right. So we can't reasonably hit end turn without some real shenanigans. What are we gonna do about that? It's probably just Brave Hector every time, right? He just has enough bulk to survive a shot, and that's basically all we need him to do. Because Larce doesn't have no follow-up. Brave Hector it is, I guess. Don't have very many options against that kind of Larce. So now Peony. I guess we could use Hector to bait Peony, huh? No, because we don't proc Ignis in one round. I guess if we use Brave Lucina, we proc Ignis in one round. That's okay. Could also just use Hector to try and triple kill, and then just have someone for legendary Edelgard here. Who do we want to use? I guess we could just use like Bardra here is fine, or we could just use a Grin here. It's actually fine with life and death. So 52, 58. Yeah, the Grin's just fine for baiting there. So now we want some mobility, so we'll bring in Guidance. And then just a healer. Silk's probably fine. We have Brave Veronica and company though. We can save them for... Yeah, we have the 3 OP healers, Kappa. Yeah, I'll just bring Silk. Why not? What's the worst that could happen? Says me. Alright, so all we have to do for Gren is just buffer up. And we're fine. This peony is always attacking a Gren. So we're not concerned about her dancing or something jank happening. So all we have to worry about is not getting one shot,
Blessings upon you.
which we can't. And we deal 111 damage back. Pretty nice. I think at this point, it's probably just end turn on defense tile. It's going to be a very powerful attack though. 62. 69. Wait, somebody. 69, 75. Yeah, we're fine. I'm just checking some other things. So there's Armored Strike coming in, so Silk's gotta run. Yeah, because of soap, we're not gonna be able to... Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? How to throw a tutorial.
On my way.
Well then, I guess
Blessings
we're doing
upon
this
you.
one. Wait, I keep screwing it.
The sky is my
I guess we're
stage.
really
my
screwing
way.
ourselves over here. Let's just hit enter. We get Ignis. Almost straight up one shots even. Alright.
What's
I almost threw because I would have left a Gren in range of Larce's Regnal Astra. Would not have been good there. This should be relatively simple as long as we don't throw this match. Let's see. We could go Armor Slaying with Tsubasa. She will outspeed a lot of these guys. And with Mirage Feather, we can just ignore close counter even. So let's try that. Redemption Arc for Tsubasa. The past few times we've been bringing her in, she's some things have happened. We can just go Carrot Cudgel Bartray here is fine. And then Healer Dancer is good. This is worst case scenario, we just have to play or face on these guys. They're already split. So I'm not particularly concerned about that. Let's bring a Flying Dancer perhaps? Maybe not. Let's save Racing for the last map, I guess. So we'll bring Azura and Veronica, sure. Just more attack, which is going to be our largest bottleneck in this matchup. Not having enough attack. Very common syndrome.
Of course.
Caused by not having it. I already screwed up turn 1, but it's fine. Yeah. So I know we kill here. We just have to hit end turn for unit here. We get Moonbow up, and then we pretty much always kill Jacob here in one shot, so yeah. And match should be GG at this point. Just need to get Bartray to where he needs to be.
It's time. Of course.
Let's do this. Unfortunately, it's turn 4.
Did you
so
call for
that's-
That's the way.
We're just attacking for the memes on the defense side because Hector doesn't have a chance to beat Bartray. So, Drolian for the last match. Looks like a relatively straightforward match, but it is a non-trivial match. Okay. I think we just 100% bring... What's her name? Shamir here. Larshell's pretty good here. There's no Nil-C disrupts. Could also just use Camilla and stall them to death. That also would work. I can bring Racing like I saved up. I really don't want to use Marianne here. If she has to take a counter. If she doesn't have to take a counter, she's just broken here. There's no follow-up. Might as well. What's the worst that could happen, Cap? There is no repo here. There's just rescue. That's not ideal. Maybe we actually switch someone out. Could just go Reinhardt here. Reinhardt just takes out Ike pretty handily. Does not take out Seliph handily unless we quad, which we're not quadding. We would probably need to use Caden to quad. But all he has to do is not throw. How difficult could that be? This team's fine though. Tactics are activated. We have Lara Shell for no counterattack if we need it. Should be fine. So now the first thing I want to do is be very aggressive with unit placement to already start forcing rallies where the enemy doesn't want to go.
Yes.
So we're actually going to do a very jank thing here, and we're going to break this block here, which will allow us to force the rally on Claude. It's very jank. And so by doing that, you basically isolate Claude like this. We actually, Lara Shell just straight up kills because it's Lara Shell.
What is it?
Kind of want to use Shamir to pick up the kill. Let's do this though. So we can run if we want to. You know what? Let's just run for chisels and giggles.
To work.
We could probably have Lara Shell solo this team, but I just kind of want
is it?
other people to do some work.
Is now good?
Yes.
Alright, so for this, we want to put Lara Shell... I don't think it matters, actually. I don't think we can force the Staff of Rouston, however you pronounce it, to proc on both units. So we can just do this and then have Marianne pick up a kill.
Yes.
Is now good?
Let's see if we can BM and get Marianne to pick up the kill on Hannah.
Oh, me?
Actually does enough damage to kill.
Let us go.
Ah, yes. And there you go. My voice is probably a little low just because it's a different mic, and I haven't figured out how to boost the mic yet because I had problems getting the mic set up. But yeah, there we go. 5,337 is a little bit better. Definitely making top 1k. And with that, let's see if anyone's sent any friend request since then. Looks like that's a yes. SMF with 40 plus 10 plus 5 Dragon Flower Young Leon with Tome of Grotto, Close Counter, Null Sea Disrupt, Quick Riposte, Pulse Smoke, Reposition, and Soul. So again, like earlier when I was talking about the young heroes, just a solid tank in general. Not completely overpowered, of course, as a tank, but definitely quite solid. Because of course, -6 attack and res on the foe, and neutralizing penalties to attack and res is both strong. The only jank thing is he's like Fallen Leon with Blood Tome in that his weapon only has the weapon triangle against colorless ranged units. So units like Fallen Edelgard, Canigis, I guess, Valoria, any of the melee colorless units, or the archers. The archers are covered in here, which is nice because his defense is not too bad. But yeah, intent with this build, I'm guessing, is Aether Raids from the Astra Blessing. So with Null Sea Disrupt, of course, there are a crud ton of healers during Astra season, for sure. Especially with all the turn 1 shenanigans with Theros 7th slot. Totally reasonable. Pulse Smoke is super nice for screwing over specials, of course, and preventing Gale Force from going off. Quick Riposte, of course, you're trying to pick up those 1-round KOs, because the last thing you need to do is leave a ranged unit in Wings of Mercy range alive. while the rest of your frail units are nearby. Not a great plan, unless of course you intentionally do that to make a good play. But yeah, just a solid build. Of course, he was the 4-star focus on that banner, so if you plus 10'd him back then, relatively cheap relative to other units, aside from the feather cost. Unless, of course, somehow you pulled 11 5-star Leons, which is totally possible. Yep, just a solid unit. Main issues are, of course, well, the classic, not enough HP. When you're slow and getting doubled, having a decent HP stat is useful, which is why he's much stronger in Aether Raids, where you can get that extra HP from the Mythic heroes, buffing him up, plus 5 HP apiece, and of course you can have Summoner support and whatnot for even more HP. Just a pretty solid unit in general, but I figured it wasn't worth it for me to invest orbs into building him, because I just would not have too much of a use for him. Alright, so I have to find Tatsu and Melly. How hard could this be? Probably already skipped over one of you, but it's just the classic being blind on stream syndrome. So far, no luck. Probably have already skipped over both. I've definitely probably skipped over Tatsu. I don't know about Melly. I've skipped off both. I think I know exactly where you are on the first page, Melly, because there's like a bit where I glanced to look up at chat. That's totally when I scrolled past. So, am I not friends with you, Tatsu? I'm pretty sure. I'm probably just blind. That's probably it. I'm also scrolling pretty fast and still looking up to read chat. That's a smart idea. I probably skipped over Melly yet again. Cause I know if I don't look carefully enough, you know what I should be doing is just looking for the lead unit, but I'm not. There we go. Anyways, alright, Melly with her 40+1, plus 15 Dragon Flowers to Kumi, with Spendthrift Bow plus, Flashing Blade 4, no follow-up, Times Pulse Blade Session, Reposition, and Deadeye. Of course, we all know good old Takumi with his, what's Fujinumi Refine? Like, if this was a base effect, the Refine, it would be passable, you know, and then he could get a decent actual Refine to buff his combat stats, but unfortunately, well, Takumi also became the new free-to-play unit. Whenever you start the game nowadays, you get a free 4-star copy of him. And nowadays, typically regarded as close counter fodder, because even to this day, close counter is not very available in the main pool. The main way is from weekly revival banners where Takumi's on. That gives you, generally speaking, the best value for your orbs for close counter, if you're trying to get close counter. But of course, the idea is Spendthrift with Flashing Blade 4 Times Pulse is you have Spendthrift. The drawback is you get the special cooldown count +2 on unit after combat if you attack. So your goal is to proc in 1 round, and you can do that if you have Times Pulse to put Deadeye at 2 cooldown, and then Flashing Blade 4 to get your 2 charges on the first shot, so Deadeye's ready, and then you attack again to proc Deadeye. Now, of course, the actual +5 dealt damage from Flashing Blade doesn't work with Deadeye, it's just the +5 that works by itself. So, of course, the main problem is attack, but that's why Spendthrift and Blade Session are here. Gets you at least to 67 attack at max, which is not terrible, but not great, but of course he's only +1. Probably Summoner supported, I would imagine. And you can always buff as well with allies, unless you're facing the meme himself, Bramamond, with Impenetrable Dark. So, just a solid build because I know Melly may or may not like Takumi. So, just a solid set. But of course you can always run that kind of build on any archer, but you can't run it on any free-to-play archer that's not named Takumi Kappa. That's not what I was trying to say. Also, I don't know if I said it already, but thank you, the True Champion, for following. I am not getting any audio notifications, apparently, of the follows. So, 10 out of 10. Anyways, Tatsu with 40 plus 8, plus 15 Dragon Flower, Launch Ike. I don't think he was from Launch, but I just call him Launch Ike. Base Ike, there we go. With Ragnell, Attack Defense Unity, Advantage, Attack Defense Menace, Attack Defense Form 3, Rally Defense Res Plus, and Aether. So of course, Ragnell will fine. Again, the -1 special cooldown acceleration, just like a Londite, because they may or may not be, what are they called? Sister Blades or something? I don't know. So, just, it's a simple refine, but it's pretty decent. Puts Aether at 4 cooldown, so if you want to, you can say run with Brave Lucina, and if you don't double, then you have a charged Aether ready to go, and presumably you could be advantage range. So with distant counter, you can proc Aether into an attacking enemy and potentially one shot and heal back. You might heal out of vantage range, but that's not too big of a problem as long as you don't get one round KO'd on the spot. And you can kind of cycle that in a way. It's not as consistent as, say, Legendary Ike running Special Spiral with Radiant Aether to go ham. But it's still a pretty solid build. And of course you're stacking attack and defense to be bulky on that spectrum of things. So if Ragnell, attack defense unity without any debuffs, and attack defense form maxed out, it's plus 16 attack and defense. So you get a pretty sizable attack stat there. And you're also running attack defense menace to buff yourself and debuff your enemies. But in the chance that the enemy actually debuffs you or panics you, you have attack defense unity. So actually you're technically getting buffed. Unless of course they're using an AoE special that attacks your defense stat and you get one shot afterwards, but we don't speak of that. Yeah, overall, just a solid build, but definitely it's a build where support seems pretty important. Of course, Ike is an older unit, so which means you have to make up the gap against newer units via heavy buffing. But yeah, because like for example, his res is not fantastic. His HP is fine, not the highest HP in the world for vantage shenanigans, but it's perfectly fine. And of course he has pretty middling speed nowadays. So there's that to worry about. But of course nothing that can't be fixed with memes, am I right? Alright, looks like, I'm guessing you're probably Trunks? Yeah, I figured Tatsu. So we have... What Pella alt is this? What's the name? I'm so blanking. I know this is like the Valentian Catry, or not, like Valentian Pella. It's from the, I guess that's what I'll call her, because she was from the book 5 or whatever book we're on now, midpoint banner with not. So I guess we'll call her Valentian Pella. With 40 plus 5 Dragon Flowers with Lady Blade, Distant Counter, Vantage, Attack Resrine, Iot Shield, Rally Attack Defense Plus, and Bonfire. So of course Lady Blade, pretty solid. I know a lot of people compare her to Altina, the Mythic, Astra Mythic, and of course Winter Altina, as they Both units have a dual phase brave weapon, but the difference is instead of having distant counter, Valencian Pala gets Canto and gets to pull adaptive damage shenanigans, which definitely can be useful against a lot of units nowadays, because look at the average unit. A lot of units are investing into one stat or into defense or res, not both. And then there's units like Fallen Edelgard that can have pretty balanced defensive res if you stack like double fortress defense res or something. But in general, you do get quite a bit of value out of Lady Blade. And Canto is just Canto. Mobility is always an important thing in this game. It doesn't matter how broken your unit is if you can't move at all. I know it's a drastic example, but like in Aether Raids, if all your units were OP and could one-shot all the enemy units if they could attack, but none of them could move any spaces, well, you can't win the match. Unless it's like a turn 1 shenanigan and all the enemies come to you, but then you have to worry about other things. But being able to move around, hit and run, do all those kind of things, super solid in almost every aspect of Fae. There are modes like Pawns of Loki where it doesn't matter at all, but we don't really need to care too much about those instances. And of course, distant counter advantage with a dual phase brave weapon is super powerful. We've seen that over the years. We've had Sword Reinhardt, we've had Keaton, base Keaton, we've had, of course, the Altinas, and there's plenty of other units to list off. Not actually, there's not too many of them. I guess Laszlo technically could count if he's set up properly. But the goal is to get into vantage range, which with her base bulk, as long as she's not getting attacked by like a brave weapon or whatever, she can usually survive a shot pretty well. Attack Res Ryan also helps out with that. And you can terrorize with pretty solid attack stat. Attack Res Ryan, of course, is her base kit, but units tend to have lower res, so you can reduce their res even further and do more damage with Lady Blade. And just a pretty solid build. IOT Shield, great for tanking single hits. I personally don't like it against Brave. Any archer that can attack twice before Pella can attack, because of course her HP is on the lower side. But with running her in Aether Raids, definitely helps out a lot with getting more HP and stats in general. Instead of IOT Shield, you could invest into more attack. So there's plenty of options. You could go Fierce Stance for just a consistent enemy phase plus 6 attack. If you're greedy, you could run a Brazen. Since you're running Bonfire, you could consider Brazen Attack Defense to just get even more defense. You could do Sturdy Stance if you want to be more consistent. Attack Defense solo if you're solo. But of course, it just all depends on what you want to do. If you really, really wanted to greed, this I don't recommend. You could run Heavy Blade and a 2 cooldown special to try to 1 round proc specials by yourself. But of course, in practice, if you were using Valencian Pala in your own hands, you'd probably run her with like Brave Lucina or something to achieve the same effect. So, but the number one thing that she'll struggle with is either not being able to get into vantage range, which sounds silly in of itself, but for example, her res is much lower than her defense. So it's totally feasible to get 2-shot by like, I don't know, the classic meme Reinhardt himself. Or just missing the kill, because there are some pretty balanced bulk units that have pretty high HP, but that's not too big of a deal. You can't expect a unit to full sweep entire teams, but she can definitely do it under the right circumstances. But yeah, overall, just a solid build. Nothing much to say there. beyond that, could always consider again running a lower cooldown special, but without any special acceleration, bonfire's fine. And I'll just reset again, see if anyone's done anything. Doesn't look like it. But yeah, Untitled Shield's just a popular pick because, of course, the Altina, Astra Mythic Altina has a Sheriff's Chosen if she likes in her A slot to give her Untitled Shield and potentially +6 attack and defense. So that's pretty useful, but yeah, I think we also saw a Pala in one of the arena assault runs today, and she was definitely troublesome to deal with. Just pretty bulky at +10 at taking single hits. But yeah, at this point, well, we're done with pretty much everything, so now we get to Goofball. I think, might as well. Aether Raids did super terrible this week, but let's put it this way. Where's my offense team? Hold up. This is my meme defense. I don't take defense too seriously. I just try to make jank shenanigans happen. But this is what the team I was using this week. Not even trying with any bonus unit or anything because can't be bothered. Hopefully when I do get Plumeria and get some heavy merges, I can finally start maybe trying during Astra season, but probably still not even then. So, and the thing about me is I only run one offense team. Anyone who's watched me like Nelly and Tatsu or Archimedes knows about this. I haven't even built Escape Ladder. So I kind of make Aether Raids much harder than it should be, because not only am I using one team, it's a not very good team. Good Fallen Edelgard defense just rolls this team pretty much if it has good backup. My second to last match of the season, I just got rolled by a team running Fallen Farce. Let me pull up the map so you can have some idea. I don't have wrong map. I don't have all the I don't even think I have half the units that they had, but there was a Fallen Edelgard here, a Saros, Catria, Dual Lith, Mirabilis, Innis, and some other unit. Oh, you're right, it's Dual Peony. No, Dual Peony was here and Mirabilis was here. So, of course, we did not have a great time because my plan was to use my Column 3 Bolt Tower here to inflict chip damage on Fallen Edelgard and then pick up the one shot on her and just leave, because I knew they couldn't reach far enough to take out my units. But me being brain dead, that's another thing I do. I only play Aether Raids when I'm just brain dead, you know, just working the whole day, and then it's like, yeah, you're just ready to go to bed, you're super tired, absolutely dead. It's like, time to play Aether Raids, yeah. Totally a smart idea. It's just for the extra challenge, as if I didn't make Aether Raids more difficult enough. But the problem was, me being brain dead, didn't notice they had a level 8 catapult here. So my Bolt Tower was gone. I didn't notice turn 1. I kept going on with my setup plan, and then turn 3 came along. And then I was like, wait a second, where's the chip damage? And then I looked down at my row of offense structures. No Bolt Tower. I'm like, what happened? And then I look at the catapult. I'm like, well then, guess we'll die. So I just attacked into Fallen Edelgard and then just kind of set up all my units so they could activate the whole rally trap shenanigans and get absolutely rolled, because of course Bride Catria Wedding Bellax is pretty solid. Let's put it that way. and there was not much we could do there. We could try and do some creative plays to try and salvage the match, but I couldn't be bothered to try because things just did not look great. So we just completely lost that match this season. Not much to say about it. I just got outplayed by myself. And with that, we're just gonna see if there's any new replays today. Looks like there's 2 more. The rest of them I'll be recording off stream because I have a YouTube channel. If you're new to watching my very totally frequent streams, I stream like once every few months. The only times I stream are when I summon on banners or for the special instance where I'm testing stuff out. Because compared to last stream, I am using a different computer. I'm using different software. I'm also including game audio, which I wasn't doing in any of my previous streams. Also changed my layout a little bit. And I also added some functionality so I can actually show a browser window and stuff. So let's just to see if it actually works still, because that would be probably good to know. Let's do that right now. Alright, let me get this set up here. I gotta open the window, of course. And then I have to switch scenes. Alright, let's try it. Surely this is working. So yeah, here we go. This is just the arena score calculator. So just to show that we have enough scoring for the next 2 weeks, because it will be water season for the next 2 weeks. I will be able to use Azura and company to pull off some shenanigans here. The only problem is that my monitor is super small, so I can't actually access the bottom scroll option. Which is kind of bad, not gonna lie. But we're running, as if you were here earlier, we were running I shouldn't have done that, whatever. We're running an AoE special. You're running a 200 SPA. And then this is fine. Yeah. So you can see we're scoring 748 to 762 for the next 2 seasons in Arena. And that should be enough, I would hope. You saw this week in Arena that, let's just say, it's probably going to be quite competitive the next 2 weeks. It doesn't help the bonus units are pretty nice, and also Legendary Marth is bonus, and it's fire season. So with this 3,852, we're just kind of barely scratching by. It's technically not scratching by because there's a lot of people struggling to score this much in general. But yeah. That is our score for the next 2 weeks, so we should be fine. I have the dueling crest to fish, so overall pretty solid. All I have to do in the future is figure out how I can access the scroll bar, because it's below my taskbar. I probably have to just hide the taskbar. But anyways, yeah, good to see that's working. I can use that for other things later on, like if I want... Oh, I guess while we're at it, if we're gonna do that, hold up. Sunk cost fallacy. We're already goofballing with this new thing that I'm able to do because I spent like 2 seconds working on it. Okay, I've made a slight error here. I wanted to get to the summoning simulator, or for statistics, so we can just give you guys an idea of what I'm working with going into the June banner, in case some of you are not able to make it. But yeah, you definitely there's definitely a lot of things I have to do, Tatsu. Definitely need to eventually get a bot going. Alright, for anyone who's watching in, like, I don't know, a dark lit room or something, prepare to get flashbanged by a white screen. Or not. Okay, let me fix this real quick. Can it really not see it? Wow. Well, this is great. I was expecting this to not go this way, but I guess not. I guess we're just going to have to temporarily make a different thing here. Just do a... Okay, this is so scuffed. Let's not do this. This is scuffed as heck. I'm a bit confused why it can't see the window. There's gotta be a way to... There we go. Okay. I mean, this is what the test stream is for scuffed shenanigans. Anyways, this is... I think we can zoom in a little bit. So we're going to be summoning on the, of course, Legendary Heroes banner. And so the goal is to get a plus 10 Plumeria, ideally. And you can see, if we go back to my orb count real quick, you can see I currently have like 2,300 orbs or so. But we are getting 2 Tempest Trials pretty soon. And we're, of course, getting more orbs from daily logins or whatnot. I also haven't done chain challenges yet, so I'm probably going to be around 2,400. And of course, this simulator has not been updated in a while, but you can see that, you know, we have a decent chance. A decent chance. Oh, I have to also add FFZ and BTTB emotes too. So yeah, we have a decent chance of plus 10ing Plumeria. It's not guaranteed by any means, so if we don't get it, we don't get it. If you see here, if we go down to like 7, you can see that we have a pretty good chance of getting 7. But, do I usually color snipe when summoning? Yes, I tend to do that. So if there's only one color I want to summon on, I will just only try to summon orbs with that color. Unless, of course, you get absolutely memed on and you get circles where none of the orbs of the color you want are on there. But for this particular banner, I also would like to summon colorless. But the thing is, I don't want to sacrifice my chances of getting a plus 10 Plumeria in one go if I don't have to, because it's gonna be a while till she reruns again, and at that point, it's always a gamble whether the shared focus is ideal. And unfortunately for me, this upcoming June Legendary banner, the shared focus already isn't ideal because it has Lif on it. And I don't have Lif, so picking up 1 copy, 2 copies, you know, it's fine. But if we come out with a plus 10 Lif, you know, it's kind of awkward. The main benefit would be I would 100% be able to stay in tier 21 Mjolnir strike, I guess, during Anima Major. maybe Astra Major as well. But there wouldn't be much benefit. I guess I could put him on defense and lose a little bit less lift. But not ideal. Let's put it that way. So, for example, Bramamon, I want to pick up 2 copies. At the very least, I want to get 1 of each red focus unit. And ideally, I want to get 2 Bramamon so I can get them to +10. Any more is just a bonus for probably fodder. But you can see, potentially, it could take around 1,000 orbs if we're unlucky to get Bramamon. So, my plan is to snipe red, and if I don't see red orbs, try to go for colorless, and then if not, then go for green, then blue. Blue is just I don't want to summon on blue if we don't need to, and then we're just gonna get full blue circles on stream. It's going to be great. But yeah, hopefully, surely this many free-to-play orbs can rack up a decent amount of 5 stars. But yeah, like Arena, we're set. Also going to be promoting a lot of units on stream because I've been intentionally stockpiling my feathers, keeping it near max so I can pull some shenanigans. And yeah, it might look like I have a lot of some things like heroic rails, but it's literally because I haven't used any since they ever were released. It's like heroic grails, the only grails I've used were for the Heroes Paths quests, and then I think that was it. So I've used like 200 grails total. And you can definitely see I don't try too much in Aether Raids. I don't even have all the bronze thrones you could possibly have. I believe this current season is season 136. So I definitely have missed out on a good chunk of even bronze thrones even. Of course, that's kind of due to dropping out of Vault of Heaven a lot. I do bounce in and out. But for the heck of it, we will watch these 2 replays here since they're new. I wasn't expecting much out of this. I don't expect much out of this defense because it's intentionally designed to be bad. But we'll see what happens here. Oh, I forgot to switch screens. I don't know if you were looking at my inventory. I have to go back now. Yay. But yeah. There's that. Now back to the replays. I forget I have to have the window in focus for it to update. I think the audio might be desynced at this point, so let me go fix that real quick. I don't know if it's desynced, but you can never be too sure. And yeah, if you're interested in checking out more of my shenanigans, I do have a YouTube channel. The YouTube channel name is literally the same as my Twitch handle here, Aether Dragon MC, so it shouldn't be too difficult to find. I think the audio should be back totally in sync now, Kappa. There we go. Sure, I don't know. It might have gotten worse. But yeah, this is an intentionally meme layout. It's not meant to be good. The most common strategies to beat this defense are just hit and run, and nuking with Gale Force. You can also tank this defense if you know what you're doing. Looks like that's what they're going to be doing here. So, yeah. There's a few fundamental problems with this defense. First of all, the unit layout is garbage. There are plenty of things wrong with this defense for sure. But you can go up from the left with a flyer pretty unhindered. The only meme here is, you know, Lara Shell coming up aerobatics, or Mirabilis coming up aerobatics and whatnot, but Lara Shell's pretty useless against the save units because Staff of Rouston doesn't proc on them since they put their save units further away from the designated bait target, which in this case is Flame for the damage reduction. So it's just literally a free win for them. Not much to say here, it's just good execution. Some people, they decide to hit end turn too far up and screw themselves over that way, but in general, they shouldn't have too much of a problem with those shenanigans. Looks like here they're not able to pick up the ether structures, but it's the end of the season, so it's not the end of the world. And let's see what this person does here. Okay, got Fallen Edelgard, have Bride Catria, pretty high level shrines. Also, there's if you have Bride Fjorm, this team's pretty easy as well. You can also snipe down both dancers and leave. There are so many options. Like I can beat my own defense super easily without activating any of the traps even. You don't need to even test the traps to win. People can test the traps if they want to say snipe down Shamir and leave, but they have to be careful about the follow-up. If they can't isolate my dancers or take them out, that can definitely be a problem. But at least in this case, Bride Fjorm is actually unable to isolate Olivia because she didn't have enough HP in the first place, but Duma also has upheaval. That's funny. So they hit end turn with Fallen Edelgard here. Obviously this is never going to be a good end result because Staff of Rouston's going to proc and everyone's just going to get to attack her for free. And that just does not spell good news for Fallen Edelgard. That is just a straight up 3-shot there, and yeah, we're gonna go on a rampage. And of course, Duma using pivot to meme. Yeah, that's just not very good execution there. Gambling on the heavy trap is not the recommended strategy against this defense. But yeah, we all have our bad matches where we just get outmatched or we just overlook something like I did during that match against the Fire Save Fallen Edelgard and whatnot. The Fire Save on Fallen Edelgard is definitely annoying because I couldn't hit and run with a ranged unit against any of the units in range. So definitely a problem, but yeah. Spoilers, I guess, for the people here who are going to watch the video. We did Garbo on defense this week. Pretty expected because more people are figuring out you can just player phase this defense. It's a really bad defense. Yeah, again, on my YouTube channel, Aether Dragon MC, same name as my Twitch handle. I just post shenanigans of what I do in Fire Emblem Heroes. It's mostly Aether Raids offense matches. Always record my Aether Raids replays every week. There's Pawns of Loki whenever it happens. What else do I usually... that's pretty much it nowadays. There's a few other... I guess Resonant Battles, but Resonant Battles is kind of a meme. But at least for next week, we get to use this meme defense. At least this defense is marginally better than my Anima defense, but this is just Infantry Pulse with triple Infantry Pulse and lots of 3 cooldown specials. So if I just hit end turn here, rip my Bolt Tower, but turn 1 Luna on my +8 Bramon, Wings of Mercy, 2 cooldown Ignis on Self with Deflect Missile to help against Legendary Leaf when it's water season, but mostly Dual Lin deterrent. For the most part, a lot of people don't like using Dual Lin against my team here, but you can still do it. It's just kind of dangerous if you're not prepped. Of course not, we're running Luna because Dragon Fang is 4 cooldown and I don't expect not to do a lot of damage anyways against most tanks, so Luna it is. Our main benefit's just Pathfinder. Then I have my Crom here, who's pretty heavily debuffed here, but with turn 1 Deadeye and Blade Session, is most of the time at least one unit's going to move before Crom attacks. There are some instances where that doesn't happen, which is part of why this defenses can be Garbo at times, intentionally. But Blade Session can give him a bit of extra attack and speed to maybe pull off one-shots against units with damage reduction. Like Fallen Edelgard would not like to take a Deadeye from Crom. Especially if she's at full HP for Rangrether to proc. Because you can get, what is that, 78 up to 87 attack. I guess it's 81 against Edelgard, but he also debuffs her defense by 9. She could also get hit by Dark Shrine, which is pretty common if people don't break it, so... Of course, people can play her face Crom if they want to. That's totally an option. And then we have Bramon here in the 7th slot, who's just going to hit end turn and basically do nothing. But, yeah. But speaking of which, what you just saw there also is my offense team for late season. My ultra goofball offense team. Let's see. Let's equip skill sets real quick just to show the actual shenanigans. It's just Nino and company. So we run the most jank sets, jank set of units all together in one team and try to win as many matches as we can with such a meh team. It's not a terrible team, but it is pretty garbo. This team has basically no chance of beating my own defense here. Deathless, there's just too many threats to worry about, and that's just a rip for us. But I remember I don't exactly remember who wanted me to try out their defenses. Man, that was way back. I should have made a note of it, but I didn't. 10 out of 10. Yeah, I don't. Well, I don't. If you're still here, whoever wanted, I don't think they're still here. So, probably took too long, because all we're doing is a long stream of doing absolutely nothing, but testing stuff out. But glad to see everything's working out okay. Stuff's a bit fuzzier than I would like. Let me see if I can, how much I can greed. I'll have to check the audio afterwards to see how balanced it is, because I have to work that out as well. But let me try increasing the quality. It might have to just do with my stream settings as well. But let's see if increasing the bit rate of the feed will make it look better. No, I think it's just my stream settings. I don't think the bit rate's gonna change it. So yeah, we're just gonna stick with our generic bit rate. Cause I think I'm streaming in 720p as well, so that probably has to do with it. Doesn't help my monitor's too small to support 1080p. Yeah, at this point, I'm saying a lot because pretty darn tired. Yep, I don't think anyone else is here. The rest of these are just remnants of friend requests throughout the months where people just face me in like Aether Raids or whatever, and then go pull off some shenanigans. But yeah, I don't like, if I was trying to make this defense a little better, for one, I wouldn't even have this real bolt trap exist, because more times than not it just hurts me more than the offense player. And well, I just have it there for intentional vantage setup or Wings of Mercy setup or whatever people want to do with that. Like, it's intentionally made to be bad, but good enough to where if you don't quite play it right, you will have problems. But Pala being bonus means my offense team's probably gonna get screwed over to Pala, not gonna lie. I don't think I have a chance of one-shotting her without some heavy chip damage. So that will be fun. I guess maybe Milla can hit end turn on her because Milla is bonus. But yeah, we're gonna have to be pretty creative to figure out a solution. And unironically, not's going to be a problem. While bonus, because plus 10 HP with damage reduction against Nino is pretty devastating. Even though we can do a lot of damage, when you have a lot more HP, damage reduction becomes all the more powerful. But anyways, if no one else has any questions or last thoughts or anything, that will be it for the stream. So again, if you're interested in the actual mass summoning stream where I go burn most likely at least, I'm gonna burn at least probably 2.2k orbs, I would imagine. We'll see how many exactly we go burn, but if you're interested, the plan is to stream on July 5th, which is 2 weeks from now. Starting around the same time, between like 8 to 10 hours after Fate Reset. Most likely 8 to 9 hours because we have to do quite a bit then. We have to summon, then I'll be doing arena and arena assaults. Might be doing Aether Raids, I don't know. I don't tend to like doing Aether Raids on stream because if it's a difficult match that I can win, but I just need to think about it, it just takes a lot of time. So I don't feel like, given the arena season and stuff is ending then that day, I don't feel like it's a good idea. But yep, July 5th will be the time we're going to be doing shenanigans, burning our orbs, burning our feathers, doing all sorts of shenanigans, and yeah, that'll be fun. We'll see what we actually get. I'm not sure what to expect because in past summoning streams, the typical result is I get a good amount of 5 stars, but not always necessarily what I'm looking for, so we'll see what happens. I guess now there's also the 4-star special focus, so maybe we can get some memes out of that too. But until then, once again, the stream will be most likely on July 5th, but my YouTube channel again, Aether Dragon MC, if you're interested in the shenanigans that I do for some reason. Free to just kind of upload whenever I feel like it. Mostly a lot of Aether Raids nowadays because there isn't much to record in Fae. I kind of quit recording arena runs and arena assault runs because it's pretty much the same thing every time. At least with Aether Raids, you can make some interesting plays or whatnot, or do some classic daily damage calcs, the stuff I like to do to turn the tides of the match to do some funny things. Like in one match I had Nino face tank a legendary Lilina's gifted magic. that was fun. Survived by 2 HP, and from there I was able to sweep the rest of the match. But yep, until then, that's going to be it for the stream. So thanks for watching, and of course thanks to everyone who followed this stream. We got, I think, 4 followers. I'm not really focused on actually growing as a streamer or content creator, but yep, we're just having fun, goofballing. So that's going to be it. I don't know, does anyone want to raid or something of that nature? Otherwise I'll just end the stream. Yep, thanks for watching. Until next time. Yeah, I guess we're ending